Well, here we go. We're back once again. The year 3 of the Toho results. TohoVote Results, whatever you want to call it. So I seem very full on the screen today. Huh. Have to keep an eye on that one, I guess. Either way, yeah, this has been a very strange year. We've had Toho 20 come out. The latter half of the game, or rather the latter half of the game's cast did not appear in the poll this year. However, a returning character who we all know and despise did return, and as a result was allowed in the poll. So it's kind of opened up an interesting litmus test of sorts to see what it's going to look like this year and next year. Will Toyohime plummet next year back to where she was previously? Or will she maintain the momentum? Will the new characters who didn't get to be in the poll this year get a hype year next year? Very unlikely. Or will they poll extraordinarily low, like a lot of the new characters have been doing lately? Well, we can't answer all of those questions tonight, but we can start digging in and trying to figure out some things. But I guess going through the results while I've been making today's results show, there's some good stuff, there's some bad stuff, and there's some very ugly stuff. And by ugly, I think, and this is going in like the last hour before I started streaming, and I was looking into the numbers a little bit more. I think that there is a very dubious looking result, which I definitely think looks illegitimate. Based on everything else and previous year's results, I think that there has been a little bit of a failure in the TohoVote site's alt detection, or whatever you want to call it. So we'll get to that. Gotta wait a long time before we get to that. So let me find out where I put my bloody presentation. I've got that many I've not even got that many tabs open, I've got that many windows open, because I've had like 4 or 5 different Firefox instances to help me try and make the presentation a bit faster. And plus I've got to make sure everything's on the right screen. I need to be able to make sure that we're not blocking chat. Speaking of, is chat working? I don't see those emotes. Oh, no, it is working. Never mind. Not the most readable it's ever been, but no, the chat box is working over there. I didn't see Kurzov's messages in there, so I thought it wasn't working. But I guess there might be a timer on there deleting the messages early. So, also, I've not even looked at music results yet. I've been like working on this for I've been working on this for like 7 hours, and I've not even looked at anything past the character poll results. I've heard one result in one of the other categories, but that's all I've heard. So I know the character results. Everything else I'm going to be doing blind. Yeah. Okay. I think we're nearly there. Nope, we don't want that open. I don't want my stream assets being leaked. Also, you know, I'd just like to open this with a bit of a tangent, actually. You know, we're already going on a tangent. Now, we all know that Zun is deluded. I guess that's a good word to use. But Zun made his own prediction for what the top 10 was going to be this year. And I think it just really cements how out of touch he is with the fan base. So Zun's top prediction for the top 10 this year was number 1, Reimu. Number 2, Marissa. It's fair. Now, the only other thing I can think of is that he's trying to go for some form of pun, which would semi-explain. Number 3, Hecatia. Number 4, Flam. Number 5, Koishi. Number 6, Ramelia. Number 7, Okina. Number 8, Aaron. Number 9, the Funny Fairy. And number 10, the stupid Egypt character from Toho 20. Is this some kind of April Fool's joke? That is the question that will haunt me on that one. Like, the only thing that makes me think of, like, is he just trying to be funny? Number 3 for Hecadia, there's 3 Hecadias. Erin has... I'm pretty sure Erin has an 8 in her name. The Funny Fairy at 9 is a boring joke. I mean, number 6, I guess you could say 666 Scarlet Devil. That's a bit of a desperate one. I ain't got a clue about the Egypt one. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know on that one. So, let's, I think we're working now. Right, let's see if this actually loads up. It's loading. It says loading. That's good. Loading. Let's turn my fan off. We'll close the window for a start, actually. Yo, oops. Hello? No, no. There we go. We're back. Okay, technical issues once again. A bit of a Lotus Land story to start us off. Right, let's hope this works. Over to the result. Welcome to the results. It's exactly the same, except I'm slightly more to the left of the screen. But if I click this... Oh my god, there we go, there's our results. Very done. 221st. There's an Enra, who is a character who exists. I have been assured. Tragic year for them, quite honestly. Minus, like, bottom of the barrel, dropping 6 places still, going down to 3 votes. Yeah, that's a bit tragic. I think if I had more time in hindsight, I'm already having a, you know, I should have done this. A whole, oh, in hindsight, I should have put the first votes on here, because I feel like that's the other thing I forgot to mention. The other thing that, obviously, the big change this year, which I still dislike, is that first place votes now give 3 points. Second place votes now give 2 points. Which just leads to certain things being even more skewed, and not to mention, from what I saw, they have not actually released the details on number 2 vote. So we can't even see... I don't know, I like being able to see those numbers, but we can only see, I think, the first place numbers, which is very unpleasant. Which kind of connects into a point later on, which I already alluded to. But yes, anyway, 3 votes down from 5. Yeah, that's kind of tragic, really. There's nothing more to say about this. Like, this character's just so fucked. Like, this is the year where I want to do some more stat stuff. Maybe whether it's going to be at the end of the stream, or whether it's like next stream once I've had more time to play around in Excel and stuff. I want to figure out just some general numbers on like what the average vote has, what the average like vote count has done this year, because a very recurring theme throughout this entire thing is going to be the amount of characters who has lost votes is insanely low this year, and that's because of this whole, you know, first place now giving 3 points, second place now giving 2 points. As a result, it's insanely difficult for characters to have a negative vote count. And yeah, so and then we're going from 8 votes to 3. That's not very good. I mean, okay, we can let this slide. It's a nobody character. So that brings us on to a three-way tie on 218th, starting with the unnamed Dormouse, Yamane. They went down 7 places, which is an even bigger loss than the previous one, wasn't it? Or was that no? That was -6. This is -7. Yeah, so bigger loss, but they didn't actually lose any votes. Here's that recurring theme kicking in already. So you gained no votes, but you lost 7 places. It's also had 10 votes for the last 3 years. Well, including this year. So, yeah, the mouse is not really doing anything. It might be dead. But, yeah. Sharing its place on 218, Kasuzu's parents dropped 12 places this year, despite only losing 4 votes. They've been trending downwards over the last few years. They've gone from 19 to 14 to 10 now. So, yeah, not looking very good for them, that's for sure. I forgot to add the sound effects to Twitch, didn't I? Fuck, I knew I forgot to do something. Well, Profit's still there. Doc's crashed is still there. I was going to add some crowds booing sounds and stuff like that, but I forgot to do it. I just didn't have time, I guess. So, the other 280th place character is Iwakasa, who, they dropped 1 whole vote this year, and dropping 1... Wait, what? Hold up. That don't sound right, does it? Oh, maybe it does. That's kind of crazy. Losing 1 vote made them lose 8 places. I guess lots of the other 11 voters went up. I guess, because wow, losing 1 vote and losing 8 places, that's wild. I didn't even pick up on that when I first started, when I was making this. But yeah, 11 votes, and then this 1 vote is left. And as a result of throwing them under the bus, they've lost 8 places. Tragic. 217th. Kutsusura. Is it? Kutsusura. The Shu Yokai from Forbidden Scrollery. Had a bit of a twists and turns over the last few years. 209th, then 203rd, then plummeting 14 places down to 217th where they are now, having lost 7 votes. Yokai. So yeah, bad time to be a Shu Yokai. The generic Tanukis, they have dropped 2 places to be 216. Yep, I thought that was another tie, but it's not. And they dropped 2 places despite gaining 4 Despite gaining 4 votes, which is again going to be another theme. Because of the absolute amount of inflation in votes this year, characters can be gaining insane amounts of votes, and they're still going to be losing places. But this year, there's a big typo there. I say a big typo, but you can see that my stats in the middle are wrong. Yes, they gained 4 votes, it'd now be 13 votes. I put it as 2 here, but that should be 13. So they went down. This is actually the highest amount of votes they've had in 3 years, but it's also their lowest placement in 3 years. So Shikiwarashi, they were our lowest placed character this year, 217th last year. They've gone up 2 places this year by gaining 9 whole votes. They've gone from 5 votes to 14. Sorry, 6 votes. Wait, that's not right either, is it? That's +9. I'm pretty sure I've got the 6 and the 5 the wrong way around. I'm sure they got 5 last year. Man, everything's falling apart already. Don't make your PowerPoint presentation on the day the exams do. Or the hand-ins do. But yeah. They've gained a bit of love. They've gone up a few places. Can't really complain too much about that. 214th. The Unnamed Snake Yokai. Dropped 3 places, so we dropped from 211th, despite gaining 6 votes. So as you can see, even though we're on like the literally nobody characters, and the vote counts are going up, which usually meant massive gains, we're still losing places. This is the meta that has been changed with this terrible first place, second place change. That's a very good point. There's a reminder to me to have had Fish open. I do not have Fish open. Yeah, this dude had a terrible year this year. He dropped 14 places despite only... Oh, go away, fishing game. Despite only losing 3 votes, he lost 14 places. He had a pretty good year last year. This year wasn't it. Yeah, he gained nothing but melees. Nothing more really to say on this dude. He got pretty brutalized. Laika, the robot dog from Curiosity's Lotus Asia, lost 13 places this year. We dropped from 199th to 212, despite only losing 2 votes. Brutal, quite brutal. Sake Bug. Again, gained 5 votes, but still lost 3 places, polling them at the... I think this is their lowest ever placement. Also, I probably ought to say for context as well, there were 4 new characters in the results this year. So, on average, you would expect a character to drop 4 places at this point. So, losing 3 places is messed up, but not unheard of, because you got to think there's 4 new characters that are going to be stuck above you automatically by default. The Moon Capital Gate Guards, another literally who character. They lost a place despite gaining 6 votes. Very messed up. I'd love to see later on maybe, if we look at last year's results, how much of a difference would 6 votes have given you this low-down? Because I feel like you would have gained a decent amount of places, because the vote counts last year were abysmal. 208th, Bishop... Oh no, never mind. Another drawn place on 209th, Bishamonten. I think this is actually a 3-way tie. Did we already do that? Yeah, 209th, 209th, 209th. Bishamonten went up 2 places. And gained 9 votes. I do not know who will be voting this, but they had 10 votes, 10 votes, 10 votes. This year they got 19 votes, which actually gave them a decent amount of place gains, I guess. Now up to 207, which doesn't sound right. I feel like that should be 206. 10. Oh no, that's right. So there's going to be 2 drawn on this place. Salt Merchant, which I believe Salt Merchant is our first invested in character by the prediction game. Nehru put, I think, 986 or something stocks into this character. Was there a payoff? Somewhat. However, the gain wasn't a massive amount. It was only plus 14 votes. So while Salt Merchant has gone up 9 places as a result of gaining the plus 14 votes, all that means is 980 times 14 in terms of the profit in the prediction game, which isn't a great amount. So, Kanohana Sakiyahime lost 5 places, despite gaining 1 vote. I'm pretty sure this character had a reference of sorts to them in Toho 20, but I think it's more in terms of the mountain or something where the game takes place. Either way, made no difference, gained 1 vote, lost 5 places. Nobody really cares. The Gay Dante owner, just not moving, staying on 205th despite gaining 7 votes. So no gains, no losses. Can't complain too much, but nothing really to dwell upon. 205th, the Eagle Spirit, lost 11 votes this year. The Eagle Spirits have been seeing losses every year. Oh, actually no, that's low, isn't it? 44, then 33, then 22. So in 2 years, the Eagle Spirit will have no fans left whatsoever. But for their sins, they have lost 15 places this year. So the Totetsu, I can't remember what Totetsu's clan is. It's not the Totetsu clan, is it? Either way, that clan has the least popular minions. And to be honest, I think it's also like the least popular in terms of playing anyway. I don't think anyone really plays as the Eagle shot type in a Wicked Beast anyway. I think it's always either, well, I think it's Otter first and foremost, and then Wolf is the second most used one, I believe. But Eagles boost your shot type, your wide shot type, and wide shot type doesn't really matter that much. Spooky Ghosts. Spooky Ghosts have dropped down 5 places this year, despite gaining 3 votes. Very spooky how that happens. Very nightmarish. They've not actually reached the amount of votes that they had 2 years ago, though. They had 27 votes then, and they only managed to reach 23 this year, so go figure, I guess. Very spooky, though. Another drawn place one, Summoned Gods, another very just generic shot in the dark selection, really. But either way, they only lost 2 votes, but they managed to lose 9 places, which is quite impressive to have such a loss with such a little drop in their performance. They had a really good year last year in terms of they gained 11 votes. Lost 2 this year, but they're still way higher, but they're barely hanging on position-wise. Shiro Sendai gained 7 places this year and gained 14 votes, which is kind of surprising, really. Like, you look at like 207-20, like all of the really low characters are like really low on vote count still, so I don't know, it's weird. Like, it just seems so inconsistent. But Shiro did go up from 12 and then to 26 votes this year. So yeah, any Shiro Sendai fans for the 2 or 3 panels that he appeared in that one time? I guess they're living well. Generic Urban Legends, mainly your special attacks from Urban Legends in Limbo. Gained 2 places with 9 votes, so not a very good payoff, really. You an extra 50% of your vote count, but you only get 2 places higher. That's pretty strict, to be honest. Then again, they did have a very bad year last year. They dropped from 25 to 18, so they've only just really recovered what they had previously. Kesseran Pesseran. Lost 3 places by gaining 5 votes. So yeah, nothing really to discuss here. Interesting on this one though. 2023, 200th place. 201st place was 18 votes. This year, 200th place requires an additional 10 votes. So yeah, you can see how harsh it is. Mioran lost 3 votes, lost 3 places despite gaining 5 votes. He's always hung around this low, though. I mean, this is the highest he's had, but it's actually the highest amount of votes he's had, but it's his lowest placement that he's had. That's pretty funny. Rip Bozo. Generic Tengus. This one was invested in by Kurzov. They lost 11 places this year, despite gaining, as well as losing, rather, 8 votes. They had a very good year last year. They went from 13 to 38. This year they've dropped from 38 to 30. This is the second investment. Nehru went like 970 stocks into Salt Merchant, who gained 15 votes this year. And I think like 6 places. Oh, thanks for the follow, Drake. Oh my god, oh god, I just... Okay, I just dropped something, I don't know where it went. Man, I got so over-infused by the notification. Where did it go? I'm sure I just dropped a knife on the ground. Don't ask me why I've got a knife here, but I'm sure I'm going to stand on it in a minute and just start yelling. Oh, we got a chat caught a, rather, the bot caught a chat bot. Okay, let's send them to the Netherrealm. There we go. So yeah, not the great year for Tango. Tango? Tengu. I'm really paranoid where that knife or fork, whatever it was, just landed on the ground. Manzairaku, the fat steel from Wardenhorn Hermit, gained 0 places by gaining 12 votes this year. That's wild. Really wild. There were 23 votes for the last 2 years. This year they went up to 35. Didn't get anything for it. Generic Kappa. Yeah, these guys have been trending downwards for a while. 44 votes, then 40 votes, 36 votes. In 9 years, they will have not a single fan left. This year, they only lost 4 votes, but managed to lose 10 whole places, which is pretty brutal. Yo, you know. Like, that's like pretty savage for only that few votes. Generic Dragons, they lost 6 places by gaining 4 votes. These guys, the Dragons have been slowly trending upwards in votes. Gained 6 last year, 4 this year, but then they got their worst placement ever this year, despite being the highest vote total ever. Yes, we're going to keep coming back to the whole extra votes that have been inflating the results, and we're never going to be happy about it. Wolf Spirits from Wicked Beast, they lost 4 places by gaining 10 votes. It's crazy how this keeps happening, huh? They gained 11 votes. Wait. Oh, we've got contradictory information. That says plus 10, but there's very clearly 11 here. Yeah, so basically either way. Highest votes is... Well, actually, no, it's not the highest votes. I'm just making stuff up at this point. Yeah, higher than last year, with a lower placement. Miscellaneous Human Villagers gained 2 places as well as 17 votes. So if you're a generic villager, then you're living the dream this year. That's a pretty good result. Hobgoblins somehow gained 12 votes this year. They didn't go up in any placements, but people are still voting for these Hobgoblins, which appeared in like 2 pages. Panels even, probably. Maybe it was a bit more than that. But either way, you know... Who votes for generic goblins? Generic Kitsune? I can't really think of the last time there was a generic Kitsune, but either way, I guess no one else did because they only gained 2 votes and lost 6 places, so yeah, go figure. Again, we're still in the small fry territory, so everyone's being brutalized at this point. Unshow. Oh, Yodas. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I had to rush through this presentation so much. There was a bunch of other things I wanted to actually make changes to this year, but I just didn't have time to do a lot of the stuff, like adding like more redeem sounds and stuff. I need to. I did loads of prep work yesterday, and it still wasn't enough. But yes, Unshow went up 5 places this year and gained 27 votes. So people are a real big fan of fishing this year. I guess it's like, you know, this dude is like the patron saint. Well, actually, no, maybe this is the dev of the fishing game that we use on the stream, because that explains why it's not been updated. Oh, I've not got the fishing game on the scene. Hold on. Oh, technical issues. Hold on. Wait, it's not there either? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm going to put that behind me. We're running out of real estate. In fact, why don't I think you did get a Hina, yeah. Carsen's Animals, they gained 20 votes, which is insane. That's almost like, that's like 30-40% of their votes, but they still lost a place. I getting nuked this year. Keep getting emails today. So yeah, Carsen, no one cares about your animals apparently. Tough luck. Tupac is dead. Tupac lost 4 votes, and as a result they lost 11 places. So yeah, I don't even know what to say on this one. Lost votes, lost places, kind of deserved. Namimon. Kasuzu's stuffed slug. I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember this. But apparently she has a stuffed slug, whatever that means. And 62 people have deemed the stuffed slug to be in the upper echelons of the Toho series and have voted for it. However, their dreams and hopes and optimism were not enough, and so it lost 8 places. Who votes for that? Oh, it's the character that Junko likes to talk about. Yeah. No one really cared this year. Absolutely no change in the vote count, still 65. But as a result, lost 10 places. That just tells you how high the requirements are going on placements this year. So yeah, not much to really talk about on this one. Generic crows. Well, they are deemed more important than Junko's nemesis. However, well, they did get 69 votes, which is nice. But they lost 9 places to meet that achievement. They lost 9 votes to meet that achievement, and as a result, they lost 12 votes. So, you know, crows had a really good year last year. But this year, oh, well, I couldn't have read it better myself there. They got murdered. Boo. So following the generic crows are the generic rabbits, who gained 22 votes this year, but still lost a place. But that's kind of wild, to be honest. So, yeah. Rabbits, the A and T crew, you know, they're out in force at the minute. Here's our first actual game-related character. Mimi-chan lost 2 places, 2 votes this year, and as a result lost 8 whole places. That's wild. So yeah, it's a bad year to be a sentient intercontinental ballistic missile. I mean, just look at that face. How can you not vote for that face? Well, you could be voting for the more important characters who we'll get to later, but apparently some of you have not been doing that either, have you? Yes, I know, I know. The drunks, basically, the ones who just are always in the background drinking alcohol in Lotus Eaters. Gained 16 votes, lost 2 places. Yeah, you're getting a bit used to this now, aren't you? The vote inflation's gone wild. So yeah, no, it's a bad time to be a drunk. That's all I'll say on that one. Here's our first actually in gameplay character. Unfortunately, once again, Kakuri is the lowest actually in gameplay character. However, she has made gains on last year. She's gained 28 votes. She's gained 3 places. We're moving in the right direction. We'll be in the top 50 next year. I'm sure we will. I can't remember if I voted for Kakuri this year. I don't think I did, actually. I think I forgot because I forgot to change my votes at the last minute. There's a few changes I wanted to make, and I'm pretty sure I wanted to vote for Kukuri, and I just forgot to do it. So I think the vote ended up going to I think it was Yamemi's vote I was going to remove to give to Kukuri. Oh, that shortcut doesn't work. Hisoten Soku lost 8 places by gaining 4 votes. Their votes are pretty stagnant as well, 77, 83, 79. 11 positions swing between it. It's about what you'd expect for this point. Again, it's a character who's like not really present ever. It's just CD cover art and characters being confused, so... The absolute fat fuck that is Tsuchinoko gained or gobbled down 21 extra votes this year, but still lost places. I guess the weight is just dragging them down the chart, I guess. Did get invested in by Kurzov in the prediction game, but I can't. I should really list how much of each of the invests on the predictions are. But either way, it's a plus 21 points for however many investments there were in Tsuchinoko. Sarah. A good year for Sarah. Sarah's typically had a bad... has been having pretty bad times. But this year she made a bit of a comeback. It doesn't show as much in her positions. Oh no. But her votes definitely does show it. She had 2023 75 votes, then she dropped to only 54, now she's up to 87, so that is her highest in 3 years. And if it wasn't for the weird placements, places like having such high requirements this year, she'd probably be a lot higher. That makes no sense. Either way, yeah, she went up 3 places. Sarah fans cannot complain about that one. However, the unnamed PC98 mid-bosses were deemed more worthy than Sarah, which is a little awkward, to be honest. But yeah, the unnamed mid-bosses gained an extra 38 votes, putting them 5 places higher. Yeah, I don't even really know what to say with this one. Oh, thanks for the rain though. I feel like something's a little wrong somewhere when the generics are getting more love than Kukuri and Sarah, but hey ho. Louise, yeah, she gained 21 votes this year, which is incredibly good for Louise. Louise has been trending quite badly in the last like 5 or so years, but even though she gained basically 20% extra votes, she still dropped 7 places, which is sad. Very sad. Both Kurzov and Solidus invested in the prediction game, but it does get 20 plus 21, but it's sad that she didn't get a bigger boost. And yeah, like I put there, she definitely needs a redemption arc and a Rainbow's awesome holiday to get her back in the public perception and get their love. Generic Otter Spirits, a character that has been deemed better than Louise, Sarah, PC98 mid-bosses, and Kukuri. They have gained absolutely 0 votes this year and have lost 11 places as a result. It can do that colon-free look at me all day, but I don't care. You shouldn't be higher than the PC98 characters, just saying. Even if you are the from what I've been told, the best shot type for Wicked Beast. I think I've only tried it once, and I only tried it for like 3 levels, and then I quit, and then for some reason I never ever went on 17 again. Giant Catfish. Giant Catfish lost 3 votes this year, and for their sins they lost 12 places. Yeah. I don't think you really say much about Giant Catfish, do you? They are one of the things that exists. Kadama. Our lovely fluff balls that you don't really see so much no more. Lost 8 votes, lost 14 places. Bring back FOE memes, that's all I'll say on that one. UFOs gained 43 votes this year. Nearly 30%. Maybe actually 30%. Still lost 4 places. It's just been downwards for the UFOs. No matter what they do, they just keep losing places. Even though they're gaining votes, they're losing places. I guess the UFO has been shot down by XCOM and is just slowly trending towards the ground. I really need to go back to XCOM files at some point, don't I? I never finished that. Layla Prison River. A character who does not appear is deemed more worthy than a lot of these other ones. Toho, I wish there was a Toho XCOM. I really wish. Well, actually, no, how the hell would that even work? But yeah, Layla Prison River, character who does not appear in this film. Gained 13 votes, lost 11 places. That's almost 1 place lost for every vote they gained. That's so weird. Shingyoku did not move in placements at all this year, despite gaining 68 votes. That's an insane amount of votes to gain and not move whatsoever. That's wild. They nearly doubled their votes from last year and just nothing for it. Kurzov does profit with this one though, that is true. Genji gained 52 votes again, which is a lot. However, still losing places. Again though, I did forget, and I did already mention it. The thing that makes sense to expect, especially this early on in the results, is on average a character is going to lose 4 places because 4 new characters were added to the poll this year, which was stage 1, 2, and 3 of Toho 20, and the Hakurei Shrine Maiden from the past who appears in Cheating Detective Satori. So -3 isn't exactly out of the question actually, and I think for a lot of these it makes a lot of sense. So actually no, Sora going up +3 goes against logic. Tsuchinoko down 2, that makes sense. Louise fell harder than she should have. All of these did. UFOs slightly. So Shingyoku resisted basically against the new characters. Genji didn't. Actually no, Genji fell as expected, sorry. Following Genji, Unzen. Unzen gained 28 votes and dropped 10. It was not a good year for Unzen at all. I mean, he still gained votes, but yeah, just the old man crew. I guess they rigged it so the old men could just hang out together. The geriatric gang. Yugen Margan, another Kurzov. Plus 55 on this. A -2, so they slightly resisted the trend downwards. Yeah, good year for Yugen Margan. Why couldn't Kikuri get this love as well? That's all I'm saying. You know, Kikuri deserves a bit more love than what she got. But yeah, good year for Yugen Margan. Anxious Mustached Villager. Yeah, tragic year for this guy this year. Probably deserved, to be honest. Lost 13 votes. Remember, losing votes this year is very uncommon, especially as we get higher up. But for losing votes, you lose 15 places. So, yeah. I know this guy has a bit of a mean crew who like to give this guy votes, but I guess they didn't all get the memo this year, maybe. Right, an actual playable character. I think this is our first playable character, Rikako. Plus 82, so again, she's nearly doubled her vote count, and she's gone up 3 places. So overall, a pretty good gain for Rikako this year. Yeah, basically doubling her vote count. Again, it looks like a +3, but you kind of got to remember it's more like a +7 because she's also competing with the the natural -4 from the new characters. So she had a good year this year. However, despite us making massive gains in the scientific sector, the engineering sector did not go quite as well. I put a plus there. That should be a minus. I even knew what was coming, and I did that. That should be a minus, not a plus. Rika lost 3 places this year, so she went mostly with the trend. She gained 62 votes, resisted 1, I guess you could say. So science very much outdoing engineering this year, but it means that Rika and Mikako get to hang out, which isn't something completely unheard of. And Kurzov and Yokai did put points in, so they will be getting a plus 62 against whatever they invested. This one made me laugh. We are down at 163rd place. Our first Windows character has been revealed, and it's one of the new characters. The Stage 1 boss of Fossilized Windows has been deemed the least interesting Windows character in the series. This one really, really surprised me, because, you know, usually debut characters get a massive bonus, and I expected all of the newcomers to rank way higher than I would have thought. Ubame has ranked so much lower than I expected that I actually had to double check on another site just to see whether the results that I had was wrong or not. And no, double the both sites confirmed that she is not only the lowest ranking Windows character, but ranking below most PC 98 characters as well. Okay, this was a blunder. We had so much hope for Meira this year. We had so much hope. It looked perfect in the numbers. And Meira didn't gain a single vote. She dropped 20 places. She was set up to benefit so well from the new rules that they added, because we were all, well, I say we were all, a lot of us were there when I was looking through the results. Meira had an abnormally high amount of first place votes last year. So when you translate that into, oh, first place votes now get even more points, she ultimately lost votes this year, and that's what's messed up. She lost a lot of first place votes, and she lost a lot of votes in general. So something really annoyed the Meira crowd. I don't think Solidus is here, because Solidus would be devastated by that news, I can tell you that much. Although, on the other hand, Orange has gone up 4 places this year and gained a massive 144 votes, which seems almost suspicious. I'm not giving this one the stamp of possible fraud, but it's a little suspicious how Orange basically gained an extra 200% votes. Kind of wild. But either way, Orange was, I think she was our second lowest PC 98 last year, I think. Now she's quite a bit higher. She's not even below all the Windows characters, thanks to Ubame and her tragic sacrifice. Kotohime, another PC 98 redhead, gained 53 votes, still lost 6 places, so she did go against the well, she got pushed by the trends. So again, we're looking at a -4, she's a -6, so she didn't perform as well as she could have. So that's a bit sad for Kotohime, but better luck next year, I guess, on that one. Here's our next Windows character. I was not expecting this one to be the lowest. Well, the lowest of the ones, of the existings, I guess. Arumi is the lowest. Very surprising, to be honest. -7, so dropped further than she should have. Gained 62, so she gained roughly about 33%. So, I mean, you look at it, it's a massive jump compared to last year. She only gained 2 votes last year. This year, she gained 62 and just got crashed. Very shocking. So, yeah, nobody likes the cow. Souls in Pseudo Paradise CD label girl. Yeah, it's this character. Dropped 9 places despite gaining 52 votes. So, yeah. They've been gaining votes year on year, but the vote change this year just means that they're losing places. Rukoto gained places this year. How good's that? She gained a lot of votes. She gained an abnormally high amount of votes. 131. Took her up 7 places. So not only did she resist the sorry, we're now on the -3 because we've gone past one of the new characters. So not only did she resist the -3, she gained an extra 7. So she basically went up 10 places this year. So good on Rukoto. She deserves more love, even if she's only in like 2 images in the official games. Yuki, less popular than her sister. I can't remember if that's always been the case, probably, but still. Changed no places whatsoever, despite gaining 116 votes. Kind of crazy when you think about it. Nearly double. Yuki Konpaku lost 7 places, so well against the expected, and gained 73 points. So yeah, good result in terms of votes, but falling ever further and further. Our first final boss, I believe, and that's Kongara. 111 votes, nice number, and she gained 1 whole vote for it. So basically, she went up 4 places, basically. So good on Kongara, you know. Can't complain with that. Kongara doesn't get enough love, and she definitely doesn't get enough love compared to, say, Sariel. Ah, here's the other one. I thought she was a bit higher up. 84 votes for Mai, but still lost 6 places, so not a good year. Yuki held strong. Mai did not. Mai got swept away. Lost the expected 3 places and 3 extras after that. So maybe people are shifting towards Yuki, maybe. Our next Windows character, Sanyo. Very surprising, this one. I always had the opinion that this character was one that would be carried by their theme, because I know a lot of people like Sanyo's stage theme. And typically there is some form of crossover on that, but not this time. Sanyo gained 51 votes. She dropped 11 places. And yeah, she did commit massive election fraud 2 years ago. Maybe she's still paying the price for that. Because yeah, you can see it there, the 615. That was, I'm pretty sure the 615 was before she got deemed guilty of election fraud, and that got lowered in the checkup like a month or 2 later. And yeah, now she's just more averaging about 250. And a gain of 50 from that isn't a lot really when you think about it, compared to like, what was that, 84, 111. Yeah, plus 51 is not very good to fight this vote inflation. Bucket lost 13 places, very unlucky. It's gained 71 votes, so yeah, bad time to be a Bucket, I guess. Bucket stocks are down. Here's an interesting one. Ellis has gone up 7 places. Gained 179. I don't know who or where this Ellis cult lives, but apparently there is one. And Ellis definitely got a lot of love from him this year. Like, Ellis again usually trends quite low, because if a character does, like with highly responsive, the characters don't have portraits, therefore I think that by default makes them less popular. Ellis this year, nope. She found a fan base somewhere. And in sadder news is Ellie rather. Ellie lost 5 places by gaining 122 votes. Ellie is so hard done to by the fan base. They steal her theme, they glorify her theme. They, based on the Toho stream that I did 2 nights ago when we did the Heroes of Ice Fairy, they even go as far as attributing Bad Apple to Reimu and using it for her theme rather than for Ellie. And this complete disregard for Ellie has once again kicked in for Ellie. She has dropped 5 places despite gaining a sweet 122 votes. Misumaru. Well, yeah, let's just say this character has never struck a chord with the fanbase, and for pretty obvious reasons, to be honest. Yeah, what do you say about Misumaru? Other than her copy-pasted yin-yang orbs when we were doing the art review of Lost Word the other day. Oh god, I forgot about that until just now. Yeah, she gained 123 votes, she lost 5 places. Yeah, whatever. It's Misumaru. I don't think anyone's ever expected this character to rank higher than the bottom of the barrel. Ellen, 147, gained 3 places. 162 votes. Again, like, that's over double her vote. No, nearly double her vote, sorry. A lot of the characters are starting to get massive boosts in their vote counts, and I don't think a lot of these come solely from the vote system change. Although that vote system change, as I keep alluding to, will rear its ugly head in the future, and yes, I believe that there has been dubious things at work. Takane, Green Notori. Green Notori has been deemed unworthy by the fanbase and has dropped 9 places despite gaining 97 votes. It's a pretty big jump, especially compared to the year before, but we're at this point where 97 votes is not enough to keep you anywhere close to where you were. It's crazy. Anyway, goodbye, Green Notori. And finally, Aika Ebisu shows up. She's at the lowest place that she's been for a few years, 145th, but she's getting massive amounts of votes. 127. That's one. She was one above Green Notori. So yeah, I remember. Was it 3 years ago? Aika was the lowest ranking lowest ranking Windows character. Oof, that's a bad slip of the tongue. But now she's not doing too bad no more. You go, Aika. Yatsuhashi, or otherwise known as the character that isn't Ben Ben, dropped 8 places despite getting 107. So yeah, it's kind of to be expected. I guess her name's just too difficult to remember for most people because it's not Ben Ben. Ben Ben's nice and easy to remember. This one's got like 10 letters. It's crazy. It's wild. Narumi Yatadera lost 9 places by gaining 98 votes. Not much to say on this one either. She does look like the average Toho, yeah. Skipping straight on to Sariel. Sariel gained 93 votes, lost 9 places. Not a good year for Sariel. Yeah, I don't even know what you say on this one. Bad result. She only gained 11 votes last year, which made her lose 1. This year she gained like 93 and managed to lose another 9. Nemino. Lemino is one of the characters who's had a really strange boost this year. Because typically my Twitter is quite a good radar on character popularity. I have not seen, off the top of my head, a single bit of fan art for Nemino all year. I've seen, like, some of the characters we've seen, Kongara, Sariel, Aika, Takane. I've seen fan art for all of them. But I don't think I've seen a single fan art of Nemino, and yet she's made a massive jump this year. She has over doubled her vote count and gone up 12 places as a result. Very strange. Also, it's also kind of funny that she just ranked so much higher than her CEO, her boss. Because For those of you who might have joined the stream a little later, I'm just going to rewind things a little bit. Oh, what do you mean? The new Stage 1 boss is the lowest ranking Windows character at 163rd. That's weird. The lowest ranking Windows character is I just cannot get over that. Lower than Arumi, lower than Aika. It's crazy. I'm honestly like so surprised by that one. Fortune Teller lost 49 votes, lost 19 places. I mean, his votes didn't get cut in half, I guess, which is something. But he didn't have a good year this year. I mean, he's only dropped like 50-something votes in the last 2 years, but ooh. Reimu is not finished with him, I think. She just keeps like digging up his body and like beating it to death some more, I think. Chiuri had a good year. Chiuri went up 215 points this year, giving her a +6 boost. So Chiuri had a bad year last year. Yeah, she 145th last year, down from 142nd, but now she's up to 139th, so she's actually trending upwards. Which is quite surprising, because there's a lot of characters who you always see as in pairs. Mai and Satano, Mai and Yuki, god that's confusing, the Prison River sisters. You tend to see them, oh, the Arky sisters, that's a very good one. You always tend to see the characters who are like pairs or groups very close together in the polling, which makes sense. But Chiuri has never... I've always, like, seen it as Chiuri and Yumemi, as, like, a duo. But, you know, Chiuri just has never ranked at all. She's always so low compared to Yumemi. Rei-sen, the not a character one. Gained 84 votes, lost 7 places, pretty much deserved. Take that, Lunarians. Nobody cares. Rip Bozo, I guess. Ringo. Ringo got invested in by Solidus for the prediction game. I missed part of the recoloring, so it's a red plus instead of a green plus, but she did gain 109 votes, but still lost 5 places as a result. Yeah, the placements are... The places are so weird this year because of the vote count change. Oh, I wonder whose theme this is. Here's another surprising one. And we were having a conversation about this the other day. But yes, Joe Biden is now the lowest ranking character from Toho 19. She is below the dog. Lost 121 votes, lost 26 places. I'm perfectly fine with this. I don't like this character. So, you know, going with the new character bias as well, you can see when she debuted, she had 1,269 votes. And now she's dropped down to pretty much a third of that within 2 years. Toho 19's cast was not very well received. In the first place. Like, debuting at 78 is not good. And, yeah, it's not looking good for them at all. It seems almost like, just in general, just all modern characters just outright being rejected now, which is not really something to celebrate. But I think it's interesting. There is... I mean, there's probably a few, but there is one character I can think of who has slightly fought against it, depending on whether you want to say they're still a recent character, but we'll get to that later. Yumiko gained 201 votes this year, but still managed to lose 2 places, which, I mean, okay, that is fine. It does go with the trend, because we've still only seen 1 new character, so a -3 is expected. But I forgot to delete her note as well. That was last year's. Actually, no, wait. No, never mind. I did no. The -2 is wrong. She's a +0. She didn't move at all this year. Never mind. Ignore. Yeah, she remained at 135th despite gaining 201 votes. So yeah, she resisted the new characters completely. So you can't complain about that really. Tokiko at 134th, dropped 6 places by gaining 94 votes. She gained 100 votes nearly this, and the year before she lost 40, so she's zigzagging. But despite the zigzagging, she just keeps losing places, so yeah. What do you even say about that? I'm gonna... Okay. I was trying to find an image for this character. And like, I know sometimes I get the funny images, but I just went onto Google Images and searched for the character's name, and I just saw this image, and I was just like, right, okay, I don't even need to look anymore, I'm using this image. Our second new character. What a abomination this character is. But she's new, so we don't have a point to compare to, but she debuted at 133rd with 511 votes. Not a good debut again, but to be honest, it's something about what you would expect for a character like what they are. They're a stage 2 boss and not a particularly interesting stage 2 boss, and their theme is not good. I do not like their theme. And they got beaten by Lyrica, who gained 90 votes, still lost 7 places? 7 places, or spots. Choose your poison. Either way, yeah. I'm always surprised that Lyrica's the lowest one. I guess it makes sense in some in some ways. Because I like Merlin more, but I always kind of have the opinion that the fan base doesn't like Merlin more. I've always kind of seen it as Lunasa, Lyrica, Merlin. But yeah, I guess that people think otherwise or something. I don't know. Where am I going with this? No idea. Next character. Carsen's Arm. She had far less screen time than she deserved because only Carsen was really cool. And this year she got plus 283 votes and gained 8 places, so, you know, a really good result as well for her. I'd like to see her more in fan works and stuff. Both this and, like, her complete form. But even, like, the separated arm form of Carsen was just super cool. Kurumi had a great year this year. She gained 326 votes, which is like, again, nearly like 150%, gained 16 spots. Like, little Bat has just shot up in places, so can't complain about that one at all. And did get invested in by Solidus and Yokai in the prediction game, so they will be getting a pretty decent profit on that, depending on how many Mima books they invested into Kurumi. Did I skip one? I didn't. Satano. So here's the purple little shirt. Gained no places, gained 151 votes. Same places as last year, despite only having 383 last year, which was down from 398 the year before. She's all over the place. So yeah, I prefer the purple little shirt to the green one. But again, it always seems the fanbase prefers the green one, so I don't know. Me and the fanbase just never see eye to eye, I guess. Inoko, well, here's our second Toho 19 character, well above Joe Biden. She lost 9 votes and 17 places, which is still a lot better than what Joe Biden did, though. So again, you can see the massive drop-off. In fact, where was Joe Biden? Oh, interesting. So the dog had more votes than the monkey on the debut year as well. I thought it was the other way around. But yeah, 1,348, 71st place. And then it was 78 for 1,200. That's very, very weird. I could have sworn it was the other way around. But either way, the dog slightly more resisted the drop than the monkey did. But either way, Toho19's cast is not getting much love. Eternity Lava dropped 5 places despite gaining 135 votes. She has been trending upwards every year, but just the fact that everyone else is getting more votes because this vote change means that she is losing places. And yes, that one lost word ult that we saw the other night obviously did not fix her in the fan base's perspective. Fixed it for me, to be honest. I'm totally pro Eternity Lava now, but Alice's Dolls. A very generic one. I don't like this one, to be honest. I don't like these overly generic ones. Lost 9 places by getting 83 votes, so yeah, nothing to write home about on this one. 117th twice in the last 2 years, the 2 years before, but then dropped this year, so. Who votes for the dancers? I have no idea. I really have no idea. Like I said, generally you tend to see those kind of characters with each other because they're like a package character in themselves anyway. Speaking of package characters, here's Merlin. Lost 9 votes despite gaining 121 places, pretty much what you'd expect. So yeah, poor Merlin. She actually gained less points last year than she did the year before that, but she made a comeback this year. How much of it's due to the vote change? Hard to tell. Ben. Here's the one who people can remember the name of. She gained a pretty decent amount of points this year, 226. Only went up 3 places, but it is going up 3 places though. You know, for someone like Ben to be going up places is not something you would entirely expect to happen. But she managed it somehow. Here's the green little shit. 123 up in votes, but lost 8 in places. She had a bad year last year compared to the year before, ever so slightly. But vote inflation hit her hard this year, so rip. Canna and a Barrel. God, is that the best picture I could find for her? That's from last year. Yeah, Canna and a Barrel. Strangely good result for Canna and a Barrel, because she is definitely one of the PC98 characters I do not see much of. But she went up 8 places with a boost of 290. Would I personally put her above a lot of the other PC98 characters that we've seen so far? I would not. But apparently she does have some form of fan base. So, yeah. It's Mike. Mike somehow had a good year. I don't think I've really seen many bits of art with Mike in. But, yeah, everyone likes her. I guess somewhere... I guess, is it like the cat fans? Is it the cat owner? Well, no, I'm a cat owner, so... I don't know, Mickey just somewhere has a fan base, apparently. That's about, what? Plus 30... Oh, wait, no. No, it's a little over 50% on her vote count. Got her 3 places. Compared to... Well, Toho19 doesn't really have a stage 1 boss. But compared to Toho20's stage 1 boss, it's a much more admirable performance. Now here's one that makes me sad, and it makes me sad every year. Yeah, Mayumi only gained 86 votes this year, and managed to lose 11 places as a result. Mayumi is so slept on by the community, I think. And it's really sad to see her this low. I think she's like one of the most interesting stage 5 bosses we've had in ages, but nobody else seems to really give a damn. So, what can you do? We got cheated out of playable Mayumi and twice now, and I think she deserves a chance. But what can you do? After 2 years, she's basically got back to where she was. It's not looking good for her. Oops, wrong way. The Comicat 62 Circle Cut Girl, otherwise known as the cryptid that may or may not be Rin Satsuki. She only got added to the poll last year, where she got a blazing 420 votes, but this year she gained an extra 275, putting her on 695, and that's a +7 in rankings. So this fictional character, who only exists in a single line of code, is pretty much deemed better than everyone we've seen so far. That's a bit fucked up. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, there's the other half of Unzen. Yeah, it's the EOSD boost. That is actually true, yeah. So she gained 5 places, she gained 275. I'm not sure who these Aturan fans are and where they've come from and where they've been hiding for the last... when did UFO come out? About 14, 15 years ago? I don't know where the Aturan fans have been hiding, but apparently they finally got out of the basement or something. And Aturan got a pretty healthy boost. Seiran, another... it depends how you want to approach this one. This character had the... this character had the 19 boost. But the 19 boost, as you can see, dropped off pretty hard last year. I'm very curious to see what her 2022 was, to be honest. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she went up for 2023 because she appeared 19. Then she dropped again last year. Went up again because of the whole vote inflation thing this year. Losing 10 points, though. Another example of a character that Zun is forcing, but the fan base is not taking. Here's Sunny, lost 3 places. That is further than what you would expect at this point now, because we've gone past 2 windows, the 2 of the new characters. Gained 198 votes. Yeah, I mean, the character exists. I don't think there's been, like, the fairy manga's not been going on for ages now. So, yeah, you can't expect most of the fan base to play the games. You can't expect most of the fan base to read the manga. You can't expect even more of the fan base to play side games. And that's the only one where Sunny Milk is. Old mangas or a side game. It doesn't get much exposure. Dolls in Pseudo Paradise CD Jacket Girl. Plus 245 votes. Still managed to lose a place though. So while this character does exist, they are not really doing that much, I guess. Also, banger. One of my favorite PC98 stage themes. Star Sapphire, here's the second of the little fairy shirts, I guess. Again, not a good look. -8 places. Only gained 186, which is quite low compared to a lot of other characters that we've been seeing. So yeah, gaining votes, losing places. Not much more to say on this. It's another one of these package characters, really. You tend to have always seen with these characters as that Star and Sunny tend to be very close together, and then Luna is one like slightly more ahead. Yamas. Yamas lost 5 places, which is sad. I think Yamas is another overlooked character. She has been gaining votes year on year, and she even gained a decent amount of votes this year, but it's just not enough to keep up for some reason. So I don't know what poor Yamas can do. Poor Yamas. The only spider that I like. And speaking of 19, well, technically 17, but got the boost from 19, as you can very well see on the 2023 year. Dropped hard last year, went up lower than you would actually expect, actually. Plus 95 is actually quite low compared to, again, characters that we've already been seeing. And as a result, she got a -12. So Saki is just free falling. To be honest, she is one of the most boring. She is one of the most boring extra bosses in the series. To be honest, I'm not a fan myself. So yeah, this ain't rootin' tootin' for this cowboy Aya. Chiari. Yeah, but that's because the only spiders that I see in my house at the minute is the really, like, the giant house spiders which only crawl around on the ground. Fucking useless deadbeats. If they were up on the ceiling making webs there to catch flying bugs, then I wouldn't mind. But they're not. It's the ones that are like... Oh, I don't even know what to compare it to. Like... I don't know. If a spider is bigger than the lenses of my glasses, they're too big. And these bloody house spiders are. Especially when, like I said, they're deadbeats who don't even catch flying insects. Yeah, Chiari gained not many votes. Plus 74 is pretty low for this point now, and as a result, she lost 14 places. So, again, it looks like she gained places this year, but it wasn't a very good placement. And I think we're now 3 out of 5 characters in for 19, and we've not even got to 100th place yet. Kyoko, here's another character that always surprises me how low she ranks. Again, going to this whole viewing characters as a package thing, I always, like, whenever I think Kyoko, I think Mystea. Mystea always polls well, so I always kind of expect Kyoko to poll higher as a result. She doesn't. Okay, she got plus 303 this year, which is pretty good, and she went up 2 places as a result, but it always surprises me just how low she is in the first place. I'm not against it, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of characters I would vote higher, but you just, like, my expectation of the fan base is that they would deem her higher. Especially because, you know, the whole hecking doggerino and all of that stuff. Oh, she's a dog, she's great, gotta vote for the dog. How the fuck's Momiji so high? She's a character, Momiji isn't. UFO show. This one surprises me. I don't like Show, if I'm honest. I've never liked Show since day one of playing UFO. But it always surprises me to see how this low down. So, yeah, she gained 188, which is about average for this point in time, but she still lost places. So, yeah, I guess the expectation is you need a lot more. You need to be gaining a lot more than 188 votes this year in order to vote to place well. Let's skip this one. It's a very loud track. So yeah, I don't even really know what you say with this one. Rip Vozo. Here's another PC98 character. It's Mugetsu. She gained 435 places this year. Votes, 435 places. Jesus Christ, she's ascended. She gained 435 votes this year and 12 places as a result. So she had a really good year. So our extra stage mid boss, eating quite well. In fact, she well, those maths don't add up. 423 plus 335 does not equal 912, but I'm going to assume that I forgot to update one of these, but either way, Mugetsu, good. Shizuha Aki, another package deal character. She gained 188 votes and she dropped 6. She dropped pretty bad last year. Vote count didn't really show as bad in the placement, but she dropped pretty bad vote-wise. This year, she made a less than expected boost back up. I think you would really have expected it to have been somewhere over 1,000 votes, but she just didn't get there. And as a result, she got slapped with a -6. Oh look, next up, it's Minariko, who also got hit by a -7. She gained 179 votes this year, which, again, like Shizuha, they lost last year. Went up this year, but just not enough. So, yeah, it's not good for Arky fans this year. Neither of them got into the top 100. Previous Hakare Miko Yeah, this is the character who appears in like 3 or 4 panels of Cheating Detective Satori, the most unfortunate manga to ever exist. For some reason, people think that this character who appears on 3 to 4 panels is worthy of 945 votes for their debut. She's not blonde though. That's Yukari. I just couldn't be bothered to find a non. Well, first of all, it meant finding an image of previous Sakura Miko, and I don't know what she tagged as on Dambura or whatever, and I couldn't be bothered, even though it would only take like 20 seconds. Plus, it's an in-joke for Rig. But yeah, did she enter this position riding the hype wave? Quite possibly, because you never really see the previous Sakura Miko talked about. And the only time you do is when it's people trying to ship her with Mizuchi, which is the lowest form of life in the Toho community. That's true, it does unfortunately get Osana Reimu votes as well. That's unpleasant to think about, yeah. Shit. So, back to Toho 19 again. Zanmu. Here is our... Is this our lowest ranking Windows final boss, or have we had another one already? I know we've had a final boss. I can't remember when we had a Windows final boss. Either way, Zanmu's here, losing votes, losing places. Once again, a character that Zun keeps trying to force as like being a really important character is just not being taken by the fan base whatsoever. Even this whole spiel or whatever of Zanmu going to Reimu and be like, "You're not so different, you and I." And at the start of the fortune teller thing, and the whole fortune teller book was Zanmu's idea, if I remember right. And yeah, Zun tried to make her out to be like super important, but no one cares. And to be honest, I don't care. I've never liked this character. I think she's such a boring design for a final boss. It's funny how we've gone from a really boring design to a really over-designed final boss for 20. I don't like either of them. Lunasa, the final one of our Prism River package. She's come in at a somewhat respectable 103rd. I was about to say a respectable 103rd, but she dropped from 90th. She only gained 95 votes this year. That's a pretty huge drop, not gonna lie. That's pretty brutal. So, yeah, kind of a disappointing finale for the Prism Rivers, to be honest. But at least the Prism Rivers did at least win out over the Yatsuhashi sisters. No, not the Yatsuhashi. the other name, the surname, the one that's just for some reason eluding me. Ben and Yatsuhashi. Tsukumo, that's it. Ah, yeah, Tsukumo in chat as well, yeah. Momio, Minecraft Steve. Minecraft Steve gained 191 votes this year and still lost 4 places. Not the worst showing ever for them, to be honest, because they're still up from like 805, 779. But obviously just they didn't get the jump that they absolutely needed to make significant gains. Again, it's a character that I couldn't really care about, to be honest. I don't like the design, but Flint and Steel, Chicken Jockey, and all of those things, I guess. Generic fairies. Here's our first conspiracy one. So, for some reason this year, fairies have gained 70 places and gone up 886 votes. I'm just saying, that's a bit fucking suspicious. But there's worse to come. But all I'm saying is, this seems very, very suspicious. Letty White Rock. Again, this is one of these tales that you are used to seeing at this point. Gaining, but not making places. So, Poor Letty. She deserves more love, to be honest. Letty was my first Toho boss fight, so I have a little bit of love for Letty there. But evidently, not many other people seem to share that, and I don't share enough love to warrant her a vote because there's plenty of other characters I'd need to vote for first. So, sorry, Letty. The Waggy Saggy. Here's the Waggy Saggy. Waggy Saggy gained 5 places this year because she got 331 votes. Pretty good showing for the Waggy Saggy. And Waggy Saggy is just such a great name to say. Kageyama and Solidus voted on her in the prediction game. So, yeah. Go Waggy Saggy. If she keeps that pace up, she will make more gains next year. So, go you. I like Waggy Saggy. Again, not enough to vote for her, but I think she's a fun character. Zombie. So, Zombie didn't do good this year. Zombie lost 6 places, despite getting 214. Which, again, like, the fact that you can gain 214 votes and still lose 6 places is wild. So yeah, Yoshika did not have a good year this year. No Doki Doki Waku Waku for her. And here's the final one of the fairy package. Oh wow, she actually had a way better year than I thought it was. Yeah, she gained 341 votes and she went up 6 whole places this year. So there's only 1 new character left in the pool. So she basically made a gain of about 7. So, yeah. Luna had a surprisingly good year. I'm surprised. Here is our final Toho 19 character. Hisumi has dropped 15 places. She's lost only 35 votes. You lose only 35, you lose 15 places as a result. That's almost losing 1 place for every 2 votes. Yeah, once again, it's the Toho 19 drop-off. She was 52nd 2 years ago. She's now down to 96, so she's basically like nearly like doubled her placement number, I guess. Not good. And if I'd have had more time, maybe we can do it during the after show stuff when I might get a bit more statisticky if we have A, time, and B, energy. If not, we'll save it for like the next stream or something. I am curious to go about calculating averages and stuff to see like what series has like the lowest average ranking for all the characters from their games, etc, etc. But I'm pretty sure this... Oh, I have got the wrong game name at the top right. It says she's from 17. I must have copied a different page when I made this and then not noticed this year either when I was updating it. Yeah, I think this concrete, the 19 has the lowest average for character rankings at least, which is crazy. 2 years and this game is just forgotten. Orn, plus 29 votes, which isn't a good amount to be honest, and as a result she lost 10 places. So the dog stocks are not doing well this year. Kyoko, Orn, it's all going downhill. So yeah, maybe she'll do better in the next Toho wrestling stream that we do. Yorihime gained 342 votes and gained 2 places. How strange, I wonder why that would happen this year. Very peculiar. It's almost as if we're building up to something. Oh well, I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. Still, even though she gained 342, when you look at it place-wise, she only went up 2 places. That's kind of wild, actually. Medicine did not move positions whatsoever despite gaining 309 votes, which again is really surprising. She was 4 places above Yorihime. 4 votes above Yorihime. That's crazy when you look at it like that. Like, you gain 309 votes and you're still the same position as you were the year before. That's wild. Raiko gained 412 votes. You see how the vote inflation's just massively kicking in now. That's why the results this year feel so weird. Yeah, she gained 3 votes from those 412. Sorry, just... Oh yes, my Steam notifications are showing on stream. Wonderful. Yeah, Raiko is a character that exists. I'm surprised that she polls this high, if I'm perfectly honest. There's a lot of characters which I think have and get more love, at least in the public perception, who rank much lower than Raiko does. Like, you never see anything of Raiko. I never see any Raiko art or anything. But stuff like Kyoko and the fairies and stuff, like, I see them in art a lot, but they poll way lower than Raiko. It's very weird. Cringe character. Cringe character gained 700 votes and went up 27 places, but she's still cringe, and I honestly am shocked, both shocked and appalled that people are even willing to give this character a chance after the fucking backstory that she gave, because she has like the least redeemable backstory ever. She's like, I'm going to tell you my tragic backstory so you guys all side with me, and then she just tells like the most unrelating backstory where she was just an evil bitch and was killing people to start fights, and it's like, ah yes, wonderful, but apparently people think this character's fucking worth 700 votes. Very cringe. Yes, that is part of it. Yeah, there's bonus points for the first and seconds now, or rather, it used to be that first place gave 2 points, everything else gave 1. Now it's first place gives 3 points, second place gives 2 points. So yes, there is more people voting, but there is also the first and second votes pausing things as well. Now, Mizuchi got dumpstered by Yumemi, who had a +4 this year and plus 419 in votes. Pretty good year for the professor. Not as big a climb as you might actually hope, to be honest, because she only went up 9 last year. Went up 4 this year. So, I mean, gains are still good, don't get me wrong, but would have liked to have seen a bit of a higher increase, but at least it's a move in the right direction. Mioi, who gained only 222 this year and lost a place as a result, so not a good year. But then again, maybe Lotus Eaters needs to, you know, actually do something, because I feel like whenever I see Lotus Eaters spoken about, I guess, most people just talk about Mioi. Most people talk about Lotus Eaters in the context of, God, I wish this manga would fucking do something. I'm dying of boredom. Cheating Detective Satori was, God, I wish this manga would do something smart. Lotus Eaters is, God, I wish this manga would do something. Because it's like an even less eventful Forbidden Scrollery, because at least Forbidden Scrollery like had something to it, but I don't know. Every time I try and get back into Lotus Eaters, it's just like, can we, like, there's just no progression going on. It's just like, it's like, it just feels like an episodic thing where just nothing happens to warrant the episodic stuff. The barely a character ghost lost 2 places, only gained 224 votes. So that's about what you'd expect, to be honest. It's a move in the right direction, put it that way. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Tojiko. 2 ghost tails. If you got 2 ghost tails, you're inferior. You know, Mizuchi's bad. Why? 2 ghost tails. Tojiko, 2 ghost tails. the good ghost, 1 ghost tail. Just saying. Also, I did just spoil it. The next up, it's Shimmy. She's making little gains, get it? She's gone from 91st to 89th and 89th to 87th. She got a pretty healthy 325 point boost this year, so yeah, she's got nothing to be too glum about. Again, it's quite surprising for a mid-era final boss, but yeah, it could be worse. The Arky Nothing Burger, yeah. Chicken. Speaking of burgers, here's a chicken. I like chicken. Chicken's like one of my most liked underrated characters. And she lost 3 places this year, which is unfortunate. She gained a decent amount of votes, but again, not enough to keep up with vote inflation. But yeah. Better year next year. I think she's a fun character. Been nice to see more people do art of her. Here's Nehru's favourite, and Nehru will be happy to hear that she has gained 230 votes, but he will be quite sad to hear she's lost 3 places this year. But it's still her best vote count that she's had ever, I believe. So, yeah. She's still existing. Unfortunately, yeah, I really like it when people do the tail properly. Unfortunately, we're still not in the good timeline where Sumireko actually ranks higher than Maribel and Renko, because unlike Maribel and Renko, Sumireko actually does stuff and is relevant, whereas Maribel and Renko just exist in this form of stasis that never changes, despite the fact that, like, what, 20 plus years has passed since they turned up. It's like that meme, nothing ever happens. Yugi ranked in at 84th this year. She dropped 4 places and only made a gain of 217. It's so weird to say that she only made a gain of 217. And that's what I mean. We are pretty much past the era now where we start seeing negative vote counts. Instead of getting to see a nice red number, we're basically just looking at, oh, you only got 200 votes? That's trash. Which is so weird. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But yeah, Yugi didn't have the best year. Again, Yugi is a character who always ranks way lower than you would expect she would. Big muscle Oni, cleavage Oni, a lot of things to like her for. But for some reason that she just doesn't get the attention in the polls, apparently. Also, good theme, so I like her stage 1 and stage 2. Her stage theme and her boss theme. When we get to 80, I'm going to go for a quick 10-minute break, just to go and make sure the cats are out. So we'll get through these 3, then we'll have a quick break. Try about next year, fair enough. Here's another one of Nehru's favourite characters. She went up 1 place this year with a plus 312, which 312 doesn't sound like a lot to warrant going up in places, but somehow she did manage it this year. Yeah, she had a bad year last year. In fact, this year wasn't as good as you... Oh, actually, yeah, she was 69th that year. Then she dropped 300. The vote count is basically restored, but because of vote inflation, even though she's on the same amount of votes, she's way below that 69th that she was on 2 years ago. Very strange. I wonder what caused her to just lose so much popularity, because she is one of the characters that you see in a lot of fan works and a lot of fan art. Again, she's the package deal. Waggy Saggy, Seki Banki, Kagero. Why did I say that so weird? Kagero. They're all like really package deal. You see them in a lot of art and stuff, but they never seem to actually do well individually. I guess that is just the fate of being a package character. You're splitting your votes between 3. Maybe if they put them in the poll as the grassroots network, then higher, because then all the all the fan artists of that trio would be consistently voting for the same one instead of splitting their votes over 3. Rinazuke, he lost 5 places this year. He gained 234 votes. Punch him in the face. He's not Manazuke. This is not a nice combination, etc., etc. What a shame. I guess. I should put Manazuke though next year. Yachie had a bad year. Did we put this down to 19 or do we put it down to 17? I think we put it. Oh, actually no. Looking at, we absolutely put it to 19. Let's skip that one. Hold on. Yeah, so Yachie had a massive boost when 19 came out, went up to 2,150. Then she dropped down, probably back to what I would expect to be her Toho 17 score. This year, she just did not do anything. She was well under the inflation rate, and so as a result, she got hit by a massive -11. So, well, yeah, she tried to kick a dog, but nobody in voting cares for the dogs either, because the dogs have already gone by. Also, you will notice I've used her orangey red eyes version of her art instead of the yellow, because I think that the yellow eyes makes her look significantly worse. Just FYI. And the last one we'll look at before we go for a break will be number 80. Gengetsu. Gengetsu had a bit of a suspicious result this year. Gengetsu doubled her score. She went up 766 votes and gained 22 places. I shall not lie, that strikes me as a bit peculiar. And, yeah. I'm not sure what to make of this one. In fact, I was going to save it till later, but let me just swap my windows around a bit. Okay, wait, where's Singo? This is probably going to look awful. Yeah, you can't really see it, but I was doing some extra stats, and so this year Mugetsu she didn't even get double the amount of first place votes that she did last year, which almost seems weirder in a way, but I don't know what what the answer to it is. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, no, we're gonna do one more because it's a great bombshell to end things on before I go AFK for a minute. Sorry, I just found I was sitting on something. So, yeah. Gengetsu had a strangely good year. Very weird. But not the weirdest we'll see. The weirdest has yet to come. Now, we've been talking about election fraud. Been talking about election fraud quite a lot. We've been even talking about... Oh, wrong scene. We've even been talking about Gengetsu right here. As a case of these numbers are shifting a bit too weird. Is this election fraud? Could be. But what happens if this happens? What does this mean? Aku lost 1,512 votes. She lost 40 places. Where do we vote? Like, I don't know where we go from this, because I was thinking, I was trying to like come up with some form of logic, and I just keep switching. So her vote halved from last year, but then when you look at the year before, her vote tripled last year. So when you think about this year's result, this is more in line to where she would have been if last year hadn't happened. Because if you look, she was 86, and then this year she would have been 79. That sounds about right. But last year she had such an amazing year, and the only thing I can think of is because the whole Aku's dead thing happened about that time, and she just got a calamitous amount of votes because of that meme was ongoing at the time. And because it's pretty much been proven that she's not dead, since people are no longer mourning her death, they're like, wait a second, she doesn't need my vote after all. She's not a charity case at all. And so they've taken the votes off her. But either way, this one blew me away. And again, this is one of these I had to, like, okay, cool, Maribel Hearn's site, you've got it on your stuff, but I've got to go to the original source and I've got to check that this is legit, because this seems absurd. But nope. Baffling. So, yeah, poor Aku. So, I'm going to go and have a 5-minute break. I'll play some ads to get rid of the pre-rolls and stuff. And we'll be back in 5 minutes or so, and we'll go through the rest of the characters, and then we'll start on the songs and works, which is going to be a whole different ball game. So back in a few. Right, well hopefully you Aku fans have psychologically recuperated after all of that. It was quite brutal. Oh, sorry, I've been pinged about, well, what will be our next stream event, which I think is next week. So let me just sort that out, because I just need to confirm my time. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but it's Net Hackathon again, coming up soon. And the schedule got announced today, but apparently I have been moved on the schedule. So let me just double check where they've moved me to, so I can say that it is okay or not. Net Hackathon, oh my god, I'm the... They've brought me very far forward. I was on Sunday morning graveyard shift, and now they brought me to 9 o'clock on Friday the 5th. Oh god, that's this Friday. Huh. Okay, well, yeah, other than the normal streams I'll be doing, I will be doing a special event stream on Friday night at 9 o'clock UK time, which will be 2 hours of Net Hackathon before we pass the save file on to the next stream. So, yeah, there's that. So that's one query over, and the other one is... let's have a look. Okay, right. Also, I have chocolate. Only a little bit of chocolate, but any amount of chocolate is good in my book. So, where was the PowerPoint, or whatever you want to call it, Google Sheets presentation? It doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? We're back. So, Aku absolutely destroyed. I don't know, I'm very sad for Aku. I like Aku. Next up, Zun on Suicide Watch. One of his favourites has been dumpstered yet again. I forgot to recolor it, but that's a -5, despite it being green. Well... Sorry, choking on chocolate. Yeah, I mean, where do you even go with this? 219 is not enough to keep places this high. I say this high, we're not even in the top 50 yet. But, yeah. Despite how much Zun will force her into every bit of official media, the fan base just keeps, like, pretending she's not there. It's a net benefit for the... True. That said, I do like the hair color that they used. He used for Mamazo in 19. Looks slightly more purpley instead of the typical brown. Speaking of brown hair, it's Hatters. I don't really share much love for Hatters, and I think this is overvaluing her. She's such a nothing burger character, but somehow again she's gained 361 votes and gained 1 place. But I could easily see this character being down to like 120, 130, and I wouldn't care. So, for all of the 12 Hattate fans out there, they probably are pretty stoked this year. Actually, you know, I might open my... do I risk opening my window? It means the bugs are going to fly in again, but my room's getting warm. Oh well. I'll just put the fan on, see if it helps. That's true. Take me back to the Gmod days when things were simple and griefing was fun. I'll have a drink out the fridge as well. I think one of my favourite Gmod moments, well, a Gmod moment I've watched, not played. I've had many fun Gmod moments that I've played, whether seriously or unseriously. But I can never remember if it was Call Me Kevin or RT Games, but they do a Hogwarts RP video. And they're in like this Hogwarts class. And this alarm starts going off. And everyone starts going out the classroom, and it's like, so what's going on? Why is this alarm going off? And then this other guy's just like, this is what we call a pumped up kicks moment, and everyone's gonna get killed now. And just like everyone just, like all these dark wizards or whatever, just kick the door in and just start killing all the students. It's like, that's classic Gary's mod. It's just got that right amount of Source Engine jank to it as well. Oh, I miss it. I miss it. That new Gary's mod's meant to be coming out fairly soon, though, isn't it? I can't remember what it was called. Sandbox, isn't it? It's like S&box. I'll be very interested to see whether that game takes off or not, because they're advertising it to be like almost like Roblox-y, as in like you can make your own games on it and stuff. More than you could in like Gary's mod, but we'll see how it works out. Anyway, tangent aside. 76 is Iku. I like Iku. And Solidus likes Iku, apparently, because he invested in her. And she gained 200 and... You're probably thinking of a different sandbox. Because, well, it wouldn't be... If it was an NFT game... If the one I was on about was an NFT game, it wouldn't be coming to Steam. Because they don't allow NFTs anyway, thank God. Skip track, IOSIS, why is it still on my playlist? Yeah, Iku, 281 votes gained, still lost a place. She is not very grooving this year. I mean, it's still a respectable score, but I feel like she just got harmed by the first place, second place changes more than anything. Yeah. Hattate just appeared and then didn't appear. She was like, she just had like such a non-relevant thing. Next up, one of my personal favorites, my rank 4, is Kamachi. Kamachi gained a single rank via 345 additional votes. I feel she deserves a lot more. I really like Kamachi. Like I said, she's my rank 4. She's very cool. But alas, for some reason, the fanbase always sleeps on this character, and I'm never quite sure why. But we love Machi. Machi. 74th goes to June. First of all, it always shocks me how she is always less popular than Xion, because Xion is a useless character. But June lost 6 places this year because she only gained 152 votes, which is surprising, because I've seen a lot of fan art of June this year compared to previous years. But apparently that did not translate to votes. So, not sure what went on there. June did also have the benefit of being the only character that didn't want to make me kill myself when I was playing Toho 17.5, and that is probably the greatest like achievement I could ever bestow on anyone, to be quite honestly. I could not get over how bad 17.5 was, and I'm sure you're so tired of me talking about 17.5 and how much I hate it, but seriously, June was the only character in that game who controlled like a character should in that kind of game. Every other character in that game felt like you were playing a different genre. Ah, look, here it is. It's the character who returned, and what was her hype bonus? Her hype bonus was when you take away the... I think Yorihime got 203... I think it was about 300 and something. So if you take away the 300 and something, Torihime's returning hype bonus roughly translates to about 800 points. Once again, I forgot to recolor the plus, but again, I think her increasing in popularity is to the detriment of everybody. We all expected her to go up, given the new game came out and she returned in it. There was no doubt she was going to rank higher. Part of me, though, is surprised that the returning bonus was not higher. But I suppose maybe she did rank higher, and the Lunarians came up with a scheme to make it even more higher, but as usual, the Lunarians are completely inept, can't do anything right, and managed to fuck that up as well. Zun... Did you know? I'm tangenting again. So, Zun made a lot of bad takes today. I already did that bad take earlier where he said that he gave his top 10 prediction for the Toho poll and it was completely fucking stupid. He also made some tweets, at least I think they were today, and he was saying, oh, well, the Artemis moon program starting up soon, so when that happens, Toho's gonna be, well, I can't remember his wording exactly, but basically he said when the Artemis moon program happens, Toho's gonna be going to the moon again. And it's like, why bother? No matter what plan you're gonna come up with for the Lunarians, you're already have written the plot as, oh, the Lunarians have fucked whatever it is up and need the protagonist to bail themselves out, because he keeps wanting the Lunarians to be so important to the series, but he also makes the Lunarians more fucking incompetent than the funny ice fairy. It's I don't get it. They've not the Lunarians have not done anything capable ever. Even like the Lunarians get a lot of like hate, somewhat warranted, for being Mary Sue's in Silent Sinner in Blue, but let's not forget they also lost that as well, because Yukari actually like achieved her plan of going there and stealing the wine to make them look like idiots. Like they managed to fuck that up as well. I don't know. Like the Lunarians are like, they can't be like menacing villains and stuff until at least they have at least one actual W under their belt. And then they just can't do it. Anyway, that is our returning character. You may, if you've been paying attention, notice that we are still missing a Toho 20 character. So we still do have a character yet to come. And also something's fallen down my wrist rest and I'm just trying to fish it out. But it's been quite reluctant. And I think I just sent it to the Nether one. It's gone to the Nether realm. Something a bit more lively, please. Ah, I was about to say more lively, please. Boom, straight into Keikis feet. That's more like it. Next up, Kasuzu, who refuses to move. Despite gaining 346 votes, she did not move a spot. And you know what? She didn't move a spot last year either. She is 72nd, 72nd, 72nd. If she has a lucky number, I'm assuming it's like 23 or something. Fail humor. But no, she really likes the number 72. And is it a hoax? I don't know. It seems a bit weird. Lily White, more of the fairy propaganda has happened apparently. She gained 531 votes this year and gained 8 places as a result. I don't know what kind of weird voting has been going on for the fairies, but this one feels less egregious than the generic fairies going up like 100 spots and gaining like 800 votes. Because Lily at least is like one of the most common characters, even if she's not important. But she's had a lot of game appearances, even though they're like just appearing as an enemy, but still. She's pretty iconic. She's pretty funny. Everyone like loves or at least when they go into Toho the route I did. When I got into Toho, PCB was my first game. So of course everyone who starts the Toho series on PCB will think, oh, this game's pretty easy, and then you get to stage 4, you get butchered, and then you get to Lily, and then you get absolutely humbled. And that's how you learn how to learn how streaming works. Number 70, Clown Piece. Dropped 10 places from 60th to 70th because she only gained 156. Combined with the Eagle Spirit also having a tragic year, America's not looking so hot. Which I think Americans already know, because it's all I ever hear about. So, it's par for the course, really. Yeah, I mean, she was in that game that I played on Wednesday at least, so she's not completely forgotten. But yeah, 156 is quite low. Kanako, the character who... She's like a mini Lunarian. She does loads of stuff, but like it never seems to really work out or that you ever hear about it. She had the same amount of votes 2 years in a row, but this year she gained a pretty hefty 447 votes and went up 5 spaces as a result. And she actually ended up being 69th, which is quite nice. So, I don't even know really what more we say about it. I don't even know what gave her this rise in popularity, other than the vote system changes. That's the only explanation that really makes sense. Next up, oh, wrong button. Seiga Kaku, who unfortunately lost 6 places. Seiga is one of the characters I voted for this year. I like Seiga. I think she's relatively unrelated. She only gained 272 votes this year and lost 6 places, which is sad. She's been on a downward trend for the last few years. Votes keep going up, but it's not going enough to beat vote inflation. So, there is no Doki Doki Waku Waku to be had today, unfortunately. Shed a tear. Oh, yo, Jepson. Marasa has also dropped down 2 places because she only gained 368 votes. She has also been on the downward trend, 59th to 65th to 67th. She lost votes last year, made a recovery this year, but it wasn't enough. So, yeah, Murasad in full effect this year. Please come back and continue the series. Please. I don't know what the video creator animator's name even was, but please come back and make more videos. Please. Oh, there's the Lewd Fox, the character that came out, and day one everyone just like psychically unanimously agreed that this will be the Lewd character of Toho 18. She returned in 19. She had a little bit of a hype wave. She seems to have kept a hype wave a little bit more than the other characters. Would you actually hope that wave passes? Oh, okay. Catch you in a bit then. Yeah, Tsukasa seems to be one of those characters that Zun wanted to put in the game to be some like mastermind for another game, but nothing really seems to have come of it yet. Instead, I think she became like I think she got demoted to like idiot in 19, like Yachie did. But yeah, her vote count took a really big hit last year, and it didn't recover this year to where it was after the Toho 19 hype, so I think she is going to be on a downward trend for the next few years. Seki Banki, the final one of our grassroots. I always think that Kagero will be higher than Seki Banki, so it always surprises me to see her this high. But she gained 362 votes this year, lost a position. But if you look at her history, 65th, 64th, 65th, she's pretty steady in where she is, to be honest. She was probably only a few votes away from being 65th last year as well, so pretty stagnant, which isn't the worst thing that you could ever have. Tay, the little shit, the absolute bastard. She gained 5 places this year. She gained a whopping 467. Yeah, good year for Tay. Dropped a bit last year, big boom this year. Can't really go wrong with Tay. She's always funny as a fan game character usually anyway, because you just come up with some form of bastard energy and attribute it to Tay, and it works. Yeah, for some reason Wriggle gained 8 places this year and 583 votes. I have no idea why this would happen other than the vote system change. Doesn't match up with previous year results too much. Like, it was a massive boom this year. It's weird. She's gained 18 positions in the last 2 years. Very weird. Gypsum and Yokai did go for this, so they do make money off of the bug. Unless, like I said, the results are bugged. Yeah, that is funny, because I don't know. Speaking of, going back to about an hour ago, I was on about most modern characters have been forgotten, but Keiki, even though I forgot to recolor it, Keiki made a +4 this year with a +458, and that makes me over the moon. Because I love Keiki, she's one of my favorites. And she is definitely my favorite modern character. And she has always been really overlooked and slept on by the fanbase, and so it does make me happy to see her get some love and actually gain a few places back. She's just got such a good color palette. You compare it to like a load of other characters, like compare it to like Saki, the EX boss in the same game, but it's not overbearing like Shimada in 18 either. So it's nice to see her again. I still think that Keiki and Miyumi should have more of a presence in the series. I still think that even though 19 was trash, I still feel like Keiki or Miyumi should have at least been in 19. But probably for the best, I guess. But I'd like to see them get an appearance in the future. Even better, get Aya Azuma to do a manga with them, because and I know I always go back to this manga, but Aya Azuma did a unofficial sequel manga to Wild and Horned Hermit, which was I can't remember the name exactly. It's like the Shinigami slacking off again or something like that, and it's like a short sequel to Wild and Horned Hermit starring Komachi. And there's a chapter which had Keiki and Miyumi in not long after 17 came out, and it was just really fun to A, actually see them doing stuff in the manga, and B, having Aya Azuma draw them. It was like pure heaven. But they only appeared in that one issue, and then that was it. But that was really nice. Make her do more. Also, make Aya Azuma draw Mima. I really wanted to see Aya Azuma draw Mima. That'd be like a dream. But yeah, good for you, Keiki. Keep going upwards, please. Shinky Dink gained a whopping 627 votes and gained 6 places. Yeah, look at Shinky's gains. She's gone from 94th to 67th to 61. That's kind of crazy. I mean, last year was super crazy because it was gaining that many places, but then she gained, I wouldn't say she gained as proportionally as much points, but she made gains, you know. Like, she gained 500 or so last year. She gained 600. Given the vote inflation, if she was going at the same pace, she'd probably be at like about 223, 24. But still, it's moving upwards. That's the direction you want to see it. So, Shinky is our second highest PC98 character. Last year, Mima came 56th. So we'll see, right? I forgot I used it. Yeah, Naruko, our new Egyptian fan game looking character. She I forgot I used this. She ranked at 60th this year with 276 votes, which is kind of insulting when you think that it puts her above Shinky, to be honest. But this character has been riding. This character has truly been riding the hype wave, and I feel like if Toho 20 in its entirety was included in the poll, I still feel like Naruko would be the top, if not second top character. Because I have seen so much Naruko fan art on Twitter and stuff that honestly it started to annoy me. Mainly because it's going to also, it's relevant for a character we're going to be seeing later. And I'm really going to go off on one, but Naruko is a one-note character, so people only just draw her doing the same thing again and again and again. Every fan art of Naruko is the same fucking thing. And that's the one thing that really got me annoyed with her. And I mean, okay, she's a new character, so the fan base hasn't really decided to, like, has not fleshed her out with like the unofficial fandom canons yet. But to be honest, I feel like at the same time they might just not. They're just going to be lazy and just stick with just the whole bootleg Sphinx riddle thing. We'll see. Doremi! I wanted to vote for Doremi, and I forgot to update my vote before the vote closed. Unfortunately, my vote for Doremi would not have made a difference in terms of her placement. If I had seen that she was one place behind the next place, I would have been very sad. I really like Doremi. I think she's a very underrated character. Even 59, that's actually quite high ranking to be honest, but I still think that she's underutilized and stuff. I think she's a fun character. She didn't have a great year last year. She had a slightly higher than average, but still decreasing rank year this year. So kind of sad for Doremi. I'm still very shocked that she was the final boss of that game that we did 2 days ago, though. I was not expecting it to be Doremi. When it gave the preview of us being on the moon before the true ending, I was like, oh, it's gonna be the fucking Lunarians again, isn't it? And then it's like, oh no, it's Doremi. I was like, what? Okay. Doremi getting some attention. That's weird. Nazarene. Nazarene lost 4 places because she only gained 380 votes this year. So she had a terrible year last year. But it's to be expected because, again, Nazarene was riding the 19 wave. The 19 wave dropped off, and now she's just struggling to stay afloat. And that shows with a -6 and then a -4 this year. So the funny rat ain't quite so funny no more. Koakuma. Another consistently placed character, like Kasuzu. 57th. 57th, and then 57th. So despite the fact that well, I mean, actually that's quite surprising. Her votes went down last time, and it only went up by 600 this time, and yet that's still all in the range of 57. I would have expected that to be a wider range, to be honest. But yeah, points for Yokai. I think that it's true. Like whenever we see a invested in, it's safe to say points for, because like I said, this year because of the points change, it's not a case of whether you make gains or losses, it's whether you make decent gains or not. Because every character is making gains unless they're like the bottom 40. Oh, here's the color vomit. I refuse to believe this is legitimate. Somehow she went up 3 places. Somehow she gained 878. My only conclusion is that because Zun glazes this character even as much as like last month, I think that he is making ults to rig the votes. That's my only logical conclusion. Every single hypothesis just fails, other than Zun is personally trying to rig it. But not the good kind of rig. Yeah. She somehow went up last year. I don't know how. And then she went up a lot this year. I'm saying it's rigged. Maribel. Wonderful news, guys. Maribel went down. She gained a small amount of votes, probably because of the rule change, but she dropped 7 places. That's what we want. That's what we need. If only we can keep seeing that number go down, I will be a happy person in terms of this one. In fact, she's falling in the image. She should just stay reclining like this, and that will make me happy. We don't need that song which just says the same lyric for like 2 minutes, and we don't need Mega Mary either. Mega Mary. Okay, that's not Mega Mary. We can have this. Yeah, Maribel is reclining. Ooh, it is the new. She went down -1 this year. Or went up -1 to be accurate. She gained 698, but still went down a rank, which is quite surprising. And very harsh, to be honest. But she went down ever so slightly last year, had a significant boost this year, but didn't make gains from it, which is just very weird. So yeah. A surprising one, this one. I thought she would have at least gone up a little bit, but guess not. And I guess again, I guess that ult that we saw from Lost Word did not do her any favors. I guess Lost Word's buff does not actually exist. Because they definitely buffed new. Die, you say? I wish she'd die. But here is the big fairy. She gained somehow 1,125 votes and went up 10 places, which again seems incredibly suspicious. We'll be looking at the numbers for this one later on, because this one again seems very suspicious to go up that high amount, even for an EOSD character. Seems very strange that all these fairies have been going up. I think there's something amiss going on. I don't know when they're going to be doing the updated results, when they allegedly do their sweep for ults and stuff like that, but I will be very interested to see whether some of these characters that I've been flagging do actually go down or not. But we'll get more onto that later. Kene. Oh. She went down -2, despite gaining 762 fucking votes. This is the scale of votes that we're getting to because of this whack-ass inflation now. So Kurzov gets a healthy +762 per stock. However, ranking-wise, she still dropped 2, despite that amount of points. It's insane. Like, if we compare this result to last year, which we can do later, because I've got a sheet with that stuff on, it's gonna be wild. It's crazy how much the inflation will now start to kick in. Now we're entering the top 50. It gets wild. Chen, 51st, same as last year. She was 50th the year before. She gained 800. She had to get 802 additional votes to stay in the place that she was. That's insane, you know. That's like an extra 50% votes to maintain your position. 50%, is that what I said? Can't remember, whatever. But yeah, Chen always holds on. She's got like the legacy character status because there's not really much else that really goes for her, so what can you do, I guess? 50th, Byakuran. Byakuran has dropped down 1 position. She gained 646 votes. She's been trending upwards for the last couple of years. Well, she's been trending up vote-wise, but she's been trending very slowly down position-wise. So she's making gains in votes, just not enough to make it into things. PCB. Oh yeah, she is from PCB. She's in the background during one of them, but you only see her for like one frame. It's an Easter egg. Believe me, my dad works at Microsoft. But yeah, Biakran, she's making gains, but not enough. So maybe she'll see a better trend next time. I guess now I press the next page, but don't I? Well, we made it into the top 50. How fucking good is that? And I was not expecting this. I was honestly expecting a drop this year. Fucking wow. What do you say to this except fucking wow? Plus 1193 votes and plus 7 positions. Last year was a monumental victory. Like honestly, going from 70th to 56th was insane. It was Mima's highest ranking since, what was it I said? Like, since like 2010, I think it was. I think Mima was 55th in 2010 or something like that. And I was expecting like, that's it. That's pretty much going to plateau now. Oh no, it didn't. 14 that time. We've gone up 7 this time. We're in the top 50 now. Zun's petrified of this because whenever he does these like whenever he does these shows, like we almost kind of sort of have an ally with Beat Mario, because Beat Mario will often mention Mima to Zun, and every time Mima gets higher in the results, it makes Beat Mario more likely to annoy Zun about Mima, and you can tell he hates it. Which is why it's so good, because it makes him suffer. And if there's one thing that an evil spirit likes, it's to make people suffer. So, excellent job on the 1,200 votes. Dare I even think about getting even higher next year? I would like to think so. We'll see. I'm not going to get too optimistic. And now, in more likelihood, I will get pessimistic more than anything. But can we get much higher? So high. But yeah, I was not expecting a top 50. I was expecting something in the 60s. At best, I was thinking something like 1 or 2 places higher, or just generally low 50s in the 60s. So for a 49, that's unreal. Really good result. And we were only a handful of votes behind the Gremlin. Yuma has dropped another 6 places, so once again she's losing her Toho 19 hype, and has dropped down from 29th to 42nd to 48th. Because he only made 83 votes this year. That is like the lowest number for a long time. So yeah, maybe I should use the 17.5 version of Yuma's art for good luck, because you know the 19 version of Yuma's, how do they like to say it? It just ain't got no aura. Oh, I've not got on the scene, I guess. Or did it show and I just didn't see it? I don't know. Mystia Lorelei, she gained 1,000 votes this year. She went up 5 places. Yeah, Mystia is enjoying a lot of hype in the fan base, but she's also enjoying the fact that she's being, like, frankly, character assassinated by the fan base as well. I mean, she's always been somewhat assassinated, but, like, Mystia's Izakaya is a fantastic fan game, but by God, it's done irreparable damage to Mystia's character. Mystia is like such a smarmy, cocky bitch basically, in like the early games, and then like the Mystia fan game has just made her into like such a like innocent, shy, goody two shoes, which everyone seems to be clinging to because it's nicer, and I don't like it. It's okay for characters to be assholes. That's why people like Mima. That's why people like Yuka. You don't have to make every character nice. Well, with Yuka, you can do both. That's one of the beauties of Yuka. But Kageyama, investment in this one, so that's a pretty nice plus 1,000 for every stock. Here's the other cat, the final cat. That's true, yeah, that's pretty much what they've done. Yeah, they've made her into Mioi. Yeah, Rin, she went up a place despite the red color. And she gained 674 votes despite the red color. God, that track's always so loud. Owen lost a lot of votes last year. But somehow she made a higher than average gain this year to bring a place back at least, so... I'm not sure why that would be, because I don't think Owen's really been in anything. She's probably had a few appearances in the Satori manga, but she's done nothing of consequence. So, yeah, I don't know on that one. Kasen Ibaraki. Surprises me that she ranks this low, to be honest. You would think that she'd be higher. I would rank her higher. But she gained 499 votes, which was enough to bring her one place back. Does not bring her close to the 43rd that she was 2 years ago. So, yeah. This is the version of Carson that would not kill you. So, why is the other version not higher? Oh, I didn't even see the Steam notification. Carson was your second vote. Fair, fair. Yeah, I like Carson. I mean, Irazuma's art for Wild and Horned Hermit definitely helps. I don't know why I didn't use it for this. Instead, I've got I can't think of the Forbidden Scholarly artist's name off the top of my head. The one who just disappeared without a trace. I don't think anyone I don't think anyone managed to. No, that's a lie. The artist of Forbidden Scholarly went off, made their own manga, which got published. I think it got cancelled after like a couple of months, and then no one ever heard from the artist ever again. What a ghost story. Nitori, she's dropped 3 places because again, she actually no, I was going to say she was riding the hype wave from 19, but she actually went up in votes last year, so she didn't have the drop that everyone else from 19 did. Haru something, isn't it? Oh, I can't remember her name. But yeah, Nitori, modest gains, but still 413 votes at this point does not cut it, so you're losing 3 votes as a result. She was not in 19, well, she was in something recently. Why she's got the modern Zun art. Was it 18.5? I can't remember. '18, 18.5, and 19 are all just the same thing in my mind because I just don't touch any of them. Because they all have the stupid skill card system. Okina Matara. Hakuna Matata. The character who Zun thought was going to be number 6 this year. She went up 2 places, somehow. She gained 890 votes this year, somehow. She probably kidnapped kids and used them to make ults to vote for herself. So, yeah. Okina likes to turn up and pretend to be important, but she's not very good at it. She's more just like a job agency who just like gets people to do jobs and then takes the credit for it. If Zun ever actually made the like the Pony Hawk Pro Skater game starring Okina in a wheelchair, I would definitely then consider her to be in the top 50, but until then, she's just bootleg Ikari, really. This one blows my fucking mind. Megamoo, Mega Man, Blue Aya has somehow gone up 13 places. She's somehow gained 1,800 votes. Who the fuck is voting for this character? Are they confusing it for Aya? Because seriously, I don't know a single person who likes this character. I do not see art of this character unless it's also got Aya in. I just don't know. I don't know how this character is getting so many votes. I'm gonna have to check the more detailed stats for this character, because this one just seems like voting fraud to me. There's no way this character is so popular. Like, there's no way. In fact, if I what was she? 40. Oh god, no, I can't spoil this stuff. Okay, yeah, that is a bit suspicious. So, oh, you can't really see it because it's so small anyway. Last year, Megamoo had 166 first place votes. This year, she had 394. That's over double. That is very suspicious. But not as suspicious as what we'll see later. Which I keep alluding to. I've been trying to figure out the second place votes. I had a thought earlier, what if the second place votes and the first place votes are being merged? Which would make a little bit of sense, but I'm not sure. I'd want some clarification on it. Either give us the first and the seconds. I mean, I prefer to see the first and seconds in general anyway. But something, I got this like gut feeling right before I went live, and I was going to start going off about it. That I started to think, what if the bonus column is actually just merging is like a column merging all of the first and second, like it's basically just all of the bonus points in one column. But like I said, either way, I would like to see the first and the seconds separately to get a better idea of fans' preferences. It's just more interesting from an analytics point of view. But yeah. That's my current hunch. Sagame at 41st. Here's another character who, quite honestly, I just don't get this character's popularity. They dropped a lot last year. They've recovered a bit this year. They're still not where they were place-wise. They gained 830 votes. Yeah. Lunarians, I guess. That's the only reason I think people vote for it. Or is it the Sephiroth wing? I don't know. But yeah. And yes, I agree about the second place results. It was the first thing, literally, like, when the results were out, the first thing I did was go looking for the second place results. And I was really bothered when I couldn't find them. And I went into, like, the detailed stats. And okay, I got hit by the translation barrier a bit. I've got to have another look, but I don't think even in the detailed stats they had the second place votes, so that does bother me. Number 40, Futo, who is a character who always ranks way higher than you would expect, quite honestly. I mean, Futo is an okay character, and I know a lot of people like Futo, but you never see fan works with Futo enough to warrant her being top 40. She was 40th last year as well. This year she gained 604 votes, so I guess that's about the average point for where you need to be to maintain your place at this point. I still think the best version of Futo was it Fuente's? Where she's just an absolute little bastard that just does go around and just try and set stuff on fire and pick fights and whatnot. Even if it did depict her as being a bit of a smaller gremlin than I would prefer for Futo. Futo was stage 5 of 10 Desires. She had the cool boat. Next up, spin, spin, spin to win. Here is Hina Kageyama scoring a +4 placement. with a healthy 873 votes. Hina has been gradually going up over time. She's gone from 45th to 43rd to 39th. And over those 3 years, she has gained 1,300 votes. So, Hagiyama, Gypsum, and Solidus all put investment points into Hina, so they will be getting a pretty decent amount for Hina, to be honest. So, yeah. Spinning to winning. Now, it's grim to see another one of these trash characters so high, but on the bright side, she is dropping down. -4 to Renko. Not as big as the -7 to Maribel, which would be more preferable, but to see a -4 is very nice. There's only plus 470, which is actually also very low. She gained less points this year than she did last year. That's actually quite big. So, we did say that one of the bonus effects of this new point system would be that some of the secondary fan characters would be hit much harder. And we are seeing that with Maribel and Renko, at least. They are being taken out back and beaten around the head with a shovel somewhat. So Maribel and Renko do seem to be reclining. However, don't rule them out. They always find a way to crawl back out of the gutters. In fact, you can see here, actually. Renko dropped down to 41st, and then she just crawled up 7 places last year. So dropped 4 this year. She might go up another 7 next year. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Keep the bug spray out. Next up for the... Oh, by the way, because we're getting into like the top 40 now, I'm just going to be getting proceedingly more toxic now as this goes on, because I'm going to get more riled up and enraged by everything that I see. Parsi. 37th. She has a -1 in green. That should be red, though. She has lost a place this year. She gained 687 votes, which is relatively healthy. But again, it wasn't enough to keep her as 0. Parsi is still one of those characters who is strangely popular given their role and everything. But there are worse characters out there. So, yeah. Parsi is a character who exists, and I'm not enraged by the presence of Parsi in this top 40 either. So, I'm fine with that. Miko lost 3 points, 3 places, which is fine. She only gained 647. It's a pretty bad year for her, to be honest. She's been dropping over the last 3 years. To be honest, it's more what you'd expect, because again, you don't really see a massive amount of Miko, to be honest. And I don't think she's a very interesting character, and I've never really seen the fanbase do anything interesting with the character either. In fact, she's almost underutilized in that regard. So, I don't know. She's one of those characters who's like screaming to have something interesting done with her. But I don't know. It's just one of the fan base. Even though she's like a mid-era character in terms of Windows Now, she's still one of the characters that the fan base seems to just avoid going there. That said, they did tease her appearing in Cheating Detective Satori, so as a result of that, I will probably be hoping that her rank drops next year, because no doubt the season 2 of Cheating Detective Satori will be only proceeding to do even more character assassination. And Miko will not be safe from that, just like anyone else. Saja. Another one who really likes sitting where she is. She has been 35th for the last 3 years, maybe longer. She gained 861 votes this year, which, despite that being nearly 4 digits, it was only enough to keep her current spot. It's kind of wild. So, yeah. That's kind of crazy for Sage. The fact that you're getting nearly 1,000 and not moving any positions is fucking crazy. It really, really is. And here's the inferior of the 2 Yorigami sisters. I don't know why people like this character. -2 places, which is nice. She only gained 693, which is like 200 less than Saja. Yeah, she went up slightly last year. She had a bigger increase, but that's because of the inflation this year, but she's ultimately going down. I just don't think that Shion's an interesting character, to be quite honest. I have never liked her. I think June is much more interesting because she's funny, and Shion's just boring. And it's like, people used to joke that she looks like Blue Moko, which she does, kind of. But at the same time, like, people, like, I was trying to think about it before, so, like, why do people like Shion? Is it like, do they like doing the whole homeless thing? I was like, well, wait, no. Being homeless was also Moko's thing. Like, she really is just fucking Blue Moko, except she's not got any, like, she's not got, like, the cool parts that Moko has. Just chuck her in the dumpster and close the lid. So, well, I guess Zun was right in saying that Hekatia was coming third. I just need to I just need to cover up the top right with something. I mean, do a fish. There we go. And if I put that there, look, Hekatia's third, guys. Oh my god, that's crazy. Hekatia came third place just like Zun predicted. It's a miracle. He's Nostradamus. It's crazy. It's wild. So, no, Hekatia came 33rd, 30 places below Zun's prediction. She gained 4 digits, which is respectable, 1,057 votes. In the last 2 years, she's gained, yeah, she's gained about 1,200 votes in the last 2 years. So, yeah. Akali is doing good. I legitimately don't know why, whether Zun was being serious saying that she was going to be third place or whether because she has 3 personalities. I just don't know. But Akali is definitely one of the most controversial Toho characters, that's for sure. Just because of her design. 32nd. Atsuho, one of these characters that ranks lower than you would think the fanbase would put her. But she went down 1 place this year because she only gained 852 points. It's so weird to say that. Yeah, I mean, there's not much really to say about Oko. She's been trending upwards slowly, but she's about average, 33, 31, 32. She's quite comfy in her like low 30s. Ran dropped 2 places because she only gained 690, which is almost 69. Bad year for Ran, I would say. She is Ran is actually quite interesting because she like did the inverse 19 hype. She was 33rd when 19 came out. Then she went up the year after 19 came out, and now she's going down again. It's like the opposite of what you would expect to be happening to those characters that got the hype wave from 19. She was unaffected. I guess I should check what their 2022 result was, because no doubt that was higher. But it's very uncommon that a 19 character went up the year afterwards. Ah, the not a real character. She went down 2 places this year, which is kind of the expected effect of the vote system change. She still nearly gained 1k votes, though, mind you. She went down last year. She went down this year. Will it continue? I don't know. We'll have to wait till next year for that one, I guess. But, yeah. I don't think anyone knows why Momoji's that high, to be quite honest. It's quite baffling. I think it's like a subset of the EOSD effect, like Koakuma and Daiusei. They basically just taken a not character and basically just turned it into a community OC. Which is what, basically, I want people to do with the PC98 characters, but they just refuse to acknowledge that the PC98 characters exist. There's so many blank slates in PC98 which are begging to be turned into fleshed out characters, and it's like nobody wants to do it. Oh, it's so annoying. 29th, the Japanese Goblin. The Japanese Goblin also lost 2 points, 2 ranks this year, despite gaining 1k votes. She only gained 300 votes last year, which was enough to gain 3 places, but gaining 1,000 this year made her lose 2. So, yeah, Suruka got slapped pretty hard by that. And I made sure to put her IAMP art in, because IAMP good. This is loud. I'm trying to keep the tracks quieter. This has already been on. That's a Hifu track. This'll do. Aaron at 29th. I always say that it blew my mind how low Aaron was, and in the last 2 years, it's like Aaron has finally started to adjust to where I've like always imagined Aaron would / should be. Because Aaron has always been like 50th rather, 60th. She's always been like so much lower than you'd think. Especially with all the sun glazing that she gets. But no, she's actually finally started to move in a direction that makes sense. Last year she went from 53rd to 37th. This year she went to 28th. In the last 2 years, she's gained 3,000 votes, which is fucking crazy. So yeah, big +9 to Aaron, and nearly getting close to 2k votes. Here's a grim one, and I'm unhappy about this one. Why the fuck is Yuka down 3 places this year, and why did she only gain 671? What are you all playing at? What are you all playing at? You've let her down, and you let me down. This one really, really, really made me sad when I saw this. This is where, I was on about... I'm going to get more salty as we get through the final 40 now. This is like the next tier. Now we've hit this one. Like, I'm not happy about this one. I'm not happy at all. Yuka dropping 3 places. Remember, there was a year where Yuka was like 3rd. And now she's down to fucking 27. Next year, government Mima mandated, Mima 1st place, Yuka 2nd place for everyone. Punishable by death. This makes me unhappy. 27. She's too good for this fan base. And people think this piece of shit character's better than Yuka. This is what even more infuriates me. This fucking one-note, boring-ass fucking character ranked higher than Yuka. What the fuck is going on? Fucking hell. It's like a double whammy. It was boring-ass final boss with the worst final boss theme. Fuck. Well, worst final boss theme, do I say that with 19 and 20 out now? And 18? Maybe not. But Kageyama does get 1.2k from this, so that's the one consolation of this all. Why did they do you dirty? It makes me so sad. Another surprise one, Kaguya. Kaguya went up 5 places this year. She gained 1.5k votes. In the last 2 years, she's gone up 2k votes total, so she's gained most of that bulk this year. I don't know what has caused it. I don't know. I think this is just all a fucking Lunarian conspiracy, if you ask me. All the Yorihime, Toyohime, Eren, Kaguya, all going up. Yuka going down. This is a targeted conspiracy against me. Just saying. Just saying. Because, yeah, Kaguya's not been in anything. Eren got mentioned in the lore of 20, because once again, she's the instigator of it all. But, I don't think Kaguya's been relevant since 2022, I think. I think that's when she briefly appeared in Cheating Detective Satori for a couple of chapters, and I think that's like the last time she's been relevant. It was right after the hiatus finished, so maybe it was 23. And now, in 24th, we have Shiki-Eki Yabba-Dabba-Doo. She went up one spot. She gained 1.3, almost 1.4k votes. Herzog did put a prediction on her, and she's very, 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 very slowly going up. She 25th, 25th, 24th. Will she maintain it? Who knows? But yeah, I like Eki. I would much prefer Yuka to be here instead. Yuka is absolutely my POFV character, although secretly she's a PC98 character at heart. But I would absolutely prefer Yuka to be higher over Eki. And sometimes I would put Komachi over Eki as well. But I like Eki being high, but I think Yuka deserves to be higher. Eki appeared in, I don't know if she's appeared in any 20 endings. She appeared in one of Yomu's endings in 17. But as for like proper appearances, yeah, 9. Where did Mima place? There's your answer, right there. She did good. Unlike Yuka, who got fucking betrayed by this shitty fan base. Oh, I'm so upset. Okay, next up, 23rd, Suako. Yeah, about half the course. I mean, Suako's actually been dropping down over the last few years. 20th, 22nd, 23rd. She gained 1k votes this year, which wasn't enough to even keep her current place. Oh, the vote inflation is out of control. Like, massively at this point. It's hopeless. Yuka was my second place as well. 20 should have been, like, I mean, I have been angry for about 20 for a number of reasons. The gameplay, the story, the design. And I mean, the design aspect is 20 should have been a celebration of the series. And I'm not saying that it should have just been a PC98 circle jerk, but I feel like there should have been at least some PC98 of some form in there, because it should be celebrated. Like, it's the 20th game. How many games get to 20 games? And it just feels like there should have just been some form of celebration in there, even if it was just Shingyoku, you know. If you'd have just put Shingyoku as the EX boss or something, that would have been like a phenomenal bookend. But instead, like, just nothing. Just nothing. He just didn't care. And then he goes on Twitter, or was it an interview or whatever, saying like, "Oh, I think like if I wanted, Touhou 20 would be like the perfect game to end the series on because it's like the perfect capstone." It's like, no, it's so fucking mediocre. It would be like the most forgettable capstone. Jesus Christ. Right, Kogasa. I don't know why Kogasa's at fucking 22nd. Kogasa's just like a worse version of Yuka, but for some reason Kogasa's going up in ranks and Yuka's not. So Kogasa got 1,400. How many more votes does she have over Yuka? Oh my god, that's just made me even more angry. Like, why the fuck does she have 1,300 more votes than Yuka? I hate this. I hate this so much. Fucking rigged ass photo. Swear. But yeah, she's been trending upwards, abnormally high trend this year. 400 previous year, and this year 1,400. Little suspicious, but I wouldn't raise the flag on this one as to say it's fraud though. Chiquita Dragon Force has dropped 1 place. That's sad. I like Chiquita Dragon Force. She went up 1,500 votes, but that was not even enough to keep her place. She only gained 100 votes last year, which made her lose 3 places. This year she gained 1,400 and still loses a place. Poor Chiquita Dragon Force. Here's the most boring character in the series, and this is one of the most this is one of the most confusing characters to me. Like, I do not understand how this character has fans. It baffles me, this one. This is like one of the cryptids of the votes. Like, I just don't know how this character's 20th. I just don't know how they're so consistently popular. You never see them drawn. You never see anyone talking about them. Nobody likes this fucking character. But somehow, again, they got 1,500 votes this year. They've gone down only one spot. It's I don't fucking know. How much profit did Mayra make? Well, you don't want to know. Number 19, another deadbeat character who doesn't deserve their popularity. Fuck this character. Fuck them right off. They don't deserve 7,000 votes. And they don't deserve to be going +2. Good lord, I hate this character so fucking much. This character is like one of the embodiments, no pun intended, of what's wrong with the fan base. The only time this character's ever been acceptable is Reimu's Awesome Holiday, because they made her into a character that isn't stupid and doesn't suck. Because they just turned it into like a hard-boiled detective with a cigarette, which is just, you know, that's cool. Unlike Rumia. Next up, Patchouli Knowledge is losing 1 place because she only got 1,657 votes. Last year she had 500 votes, which made her go up a place, but this year 1,700 votes was not enough to maintain that 1 place, and she dropped back down again. Kurzov and Solidus both put a prediction on Patchy. But, sorry, let me take a drink, because I know which character's next, and I'm going to be ranting about it again. Oh, can's empty. Let me get to the water bottle instead. I need fuel. Breathe. Breathe in. And out. And in. For the record, I don't mind Patchy. Patchy is the one character from EOSD that I'm like perfectly fine with. Breathe in. Okay, fuck this character. Fucking +1 for melee. 2k extra vote. What is this fucking shit? If you want another representation of what's wrong with this fan base, well, here's bloody Mei Ling ranking in at 17. Like the least influential character other than Rumia. Went up 1k last year, went up 2k this year. Oh, absolute circus. Absolute circus. I'm gonna skip. Right, here's Yukari Yukmo. Yukari Yukmo +0. I'm a little sad. I think Yukari deserves higher. She's one of the most important characters. She's one of the most interesting characters. And she's one of the most fun characters. But she is just sitting at 16th every single year. 16th with 5.5k, 16th with 5.9k, and 16th with 7.3k. Well, no, if that was the case, she'd be 17, because it's the 17 meme, not 16. They've got it wrong. I don't know what the fan base is trying to do. It's fucked. They didn't even get the joke right. Yeah, she was in the background during Flan's boss fight. Boss fight, rather, yeah. She was in the source code. Just on the line that no one's checked yet. Here's the bunny. The bunny came 15th, didn't change rank. Gained 2.1k votes. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any complaints about the rabbit. I think that's fair. In fact, I'm more surprised that she's this low, if I'm honest. She's a very popular, very common, playable character, but she's only 15. You would think she would be top 10. And I wouldn't even be mad if she was top 10. So it does really surprise me that she only ever comes in like the mid-10s. One of the cryptids. Plus, I've never realized how big her fucking bunny tail is in the AOCF art. That's huge. I didn't even realize she had a tail until just now. Well, yeah, she was destined to be popular, but she's not as popular as you would think she would be. Like you said, she's pre-POFE, she's a bunny girl, she's playable even as recent as 15, I think was her latest, and she's still only 15th placement? That's crazy. I would say 8. 8, 9, 7. 15th is too low. Yeah, here's everyone's favorite coma patient. She's still snoozing until I am told otherwise. She is just forever in a coma. She's dropped from 12th to 14th because she is in a coma. The 2K Toho fans who are a fan of that one scene in End of Evangelion, which involves being in a coma, voted for Alice this year, which gave her a boost in votes, but she still dropped by 2. Yokai put a prediction on her, and unless she starts seeing more of a swing, she will probably just want to remain in a coma, to be honest. Sanae, 13th. Again, another character you would expect to be top 10. But here's Sanae. She gained +1, so she's 13th, up from 14 last year, which was down from 12 the year before, because she had a very bad year last year. She only gained 200 votes last year. But a whopping 2.6k this year, because she's probably riding off of like the first place votes, which is to be expected, because I know Sanae does have a big Sanae has a big loyalist fan base. Unlike the early days when Sanae first came out and she was wildly unpopular because she was just viewed as player 2, and everyone was really unimpressed by her. God, that was a long time. That was like nearly 20 years ago now. That's mildly concerning. Yuyuko. It always surprises me that Yuyuko ranks higher than Yukari. It seems wrong that Yuyuko ranks higher than Yukari, if you ask me. But there's nothing necessarily wrong about Yuyuko. She's just not really done much since Imperishable Night. I think Imperishable Night was really good for Yuyuko. But since then, like, you can say, oh, she appeared in 13 though. Like, yeah, she appeared in 13 as a stage 1 boss and didn't really do anything. Oh, she appeared in Cheating Detective Satori. Yes, that's right. She got possessed by Mizuchi and put into a coma. But unlike Alice, she did wake up in the final chapter. Yeah, I don't know. Yuyuko is a character that I would put somewhere in the 20s rather than in the 10s. I can only assume she gets carried by the memories of her boss fight, because I think like just the giant fan and then the unexpected final spell card was like a very influential moment, I guess, in to people playing it. It's like Utsuho when the nuclear sirens goes off. Yole. How does a ghost get possessed? I don't know. Zun was smoking something real hard when he wrote that manga. I don't think he wrote that manga. I think he just got an AI to generate it. It would make more sense that way. Shimumaru. It's Shimumaru, guys. Everyone's favorite killer whale. She gained 2 places this year because she got nearly 3k votes. 13th, and then a big +2 this year. So a good year to be Shimumaru fan. Did she get a lot of first place votes, I wonder? What are we on, 11, 12? Oh no, I've spoiled the next one. Oh no, I've done it again. Aya did not get really that many more first place votes this year. She had 1,082 first place votes last year, and she got 1,116 this year. So it's barely any different whatsoever. So yeah, strange that she got so popular. Also, why are her shoes not red? What the fuck? Number 10, it's the Funny Fairy, who the fanbase desperately wants to get to 9th place because it's peak humor for the internet, guys. And it's always funny. Haha, so funny. But they just can't get her past 10th place. She's been stuck on 10th place for 2 years now. Even with 4.3k votes, she still can't get into 9th place. She is just forbidden from making the funny joke. And we're all better. And yes, vote inflation is fucking insane now. Like, congratulations. 5k votes doesn't earn you a place. So, yeah, the Funny Fairy has gained, like, 6.5k votes over the last 2 years. Just insane. Moko's a cool character. I don't think she's number 9 material. I like, that's always like been one that's like, Moko's way higher than she should be. Like, that's just how I've always felt. Plus 3.2k votes for this year. Once again, she didn't move place. Same place as last year. She dropped 1 the year before. But yeah, I don't know why Moko is this high. It is just very weird. I don't think she deserves being this high. I would say she'd like another character. I would say I'd be okay seeing her in like the 20s or low 30s, but she's not top 10. Satori, the worst detective in the universe. You have Columbo, you have Poirot, you have Barnaby, but you definitely do not have Satori in the fucking cult of good detectives. So, Satori, she also did not change place this year, despite gaining 3.5k votes. In the last couple of years, she has gained 5k votes, and just nothing is happening, really. Like I said, she gained 1 vote, but the big bulk of votes did nothing. Number 7, Yomu, who dropped 2 places this year, which, good. I'd be happier if I didn't know what was coming. Sorry, what was that? So yeah, she lost 2. She got 4,000 votes, but lost 2 places, which is insane. Really insane. The vote inflation has ruined this poll at this point, I feel. So yeah, it's Yomu. She's always popular for some reason. She's an idiot, canonically stupid. Even Zun in the Fortune book that came out this year even confirms, oh, this sword that she's holding, this sword glowing red, it's evil and can possess people, but Yomu's too stupid for the sword to corrupt her. That's Zun's official comment on the situation. Yomu fans will not believe this truth. Do not let them forget. Remind them that their character is canonically too stupid to be evil. Yeah, Romelia Scarlet, number 6. Wow, who saw this coming? She gained 6k votes this year because vote inflation's fucking crazy. 7k votes she's gained in the last 2 years, and has gained 1 whole place out of it. That should be green, not yellow, but that's me rushing this to get it done for half 8 tonight. But yeah, there's not really much to discuss here, is there really? You expect this. Number 5, Sakia. Oh my god, who would have seen this one coming? Sakia gained 5.3 thousand votes, giving her a +1. So basically, Yomu fell 2, so Romelia and Sakia could both move up 1. Sakia has gained another obnoxious amount of votes this year. But again, even with plus 5.3k, it is not enough to move you up a level. Number 4, Flan. I'm starting to tense up. Flan lost a position this year, despite making 6.6 extra votes. She has gained pretty much 8,000 votes in the last 2 years, and has only lost a place because of it. Flan is the series' little idol, and yet she dropped a place, which is very weird. I didn't expect this. Number 3, Reimu. Dropped 2 places from number 1 to number 3 because she only gained 5.4k votes this year. She also gained a abnormally low amount of first place votes this year compared to well, the year before, and I think other characters around her. Yeah, she has gained 11k votes in the last 2 years. She's gone from 2nd to 1st to 3rd. Nehru did put 1 investment into this one, I believe. Number 2. Wait. Where's Orn? Orn was like 60 something. She was quite low. In fact, let's tease out the weight and we'll go looking for Orn. Did I go past her? I like zoned out for a second. I must, oh no, there she is. 95th, never mind. '95th, she dropped 10 places this year because she only gained 29 votes. Number 2, Marissa. Number 1. I hate this fanbase. I really fucking hate this fanbase. This fanbase is so fucking embarrassing. I hate this fanbase with the fury of 1,000 suns. And if I wasn't at risk of waking other people up in this house, I would probably be a lot louder about how unhappy this result makes me. Honestly though, now we have a little story, a little detour to go on, because this is what I've been alluding to. This result makes no fucking sense to me. But we'll go back to Marissa. Go back to Reimu. Now have a look at this. Reimu, 5,400 votes gained this year. Marissa, 7,300 votes gained this year. Hoishi, 11,415. Now, first of all, how is that not suspicious to the organizers in the first place, right? That just seems completely fucking baffling, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. Koishi's popular. She's not that popular. I'm sorry, she's not. Now, I'm gonna go over to my other scene. This is something I did right before I started streaming. I made 2 versions of my results list that you usually see. Now, this is what really made me interested. Now, you can't really see it very well. Now, I want you to have a look at... So, here's our top 3. So, these are the rows that we're watching. That is the number of extra first place votes that the characters got this year. Doesn't something look incredibly suspicious to you? When you look at everything else in that column, doesn't something look insanely, insanely suspicious? Just coincidentally having the biggest gain of first place votes by a margin of, yeah, pretty much 1,500. I legitimately think when I calculated this, I legitimately think that there is foul play at work for Koishi. I legit think that there has been some cheating, some old accounts made. So we may need to revisit this if they actually manage to do a competent sweep of the data this year, because I mean, you can call it copium, you can absolutely call it copium, but I legitimately think that the results are rigged this year. I really do. And the one hope that we have, is look at the point difference between the top 3. If even 100 votes of Koishi's are found invalid, Marissa's number 1. Reimu is only 280 points behind Koishi. So, you know, I'm just saying, they do a check after, like, sometime within a month or 2 afterwards, they usually do an updated results where they claim to have done, like, anti-cheat. Now, there has been minor differences that have occurred. Everyone remembers the Yomu election fraud that happened like 5 years ago. Yomu did drop some points after that. I don't think it was enough to affect the results, but in this case, it would. Because the margins of first, second, and even third place are so close that the difference that Yomu got shot for would actually put Koishi down to third place this time. So, who was the other one? I think Shizuha has been nuked previously. Sanyo got nuked for cheating. And then there was another character in like the last 5 years who got absolutely nuked in like in the second sweep of results. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see the second sweep. Yeah, the Sanyo one was blatant. I think the Sanyo one got caught before the results were even like fully published. I think the guy just outright admitted it on Twitter or something and it got shut down. But the Yomu and Shizuha ones, they had to wait until the second lot of results got published, if I remember right. Can you see Mayras? You absolutely can, but be careful what you wish for. Oh, there we go. That froze. But yeah. It's a bad ending with Koishi winning, but I think the results look so illegitimate that I don't think it's legitimate.